this is not Clapper's executive order, 12333. This is Obama's executive order. What did he know? When did he know it? Because wasn't this his signature?
Well, it would be very hard to believe that the President of the United States would not have known about this drastic expansion of the sharing of what's called raw signal intelligence. As you said, the executive order is Executive Order 12333, so it's a presidential executive order. What we have learned is, if you put it together, you had Crossfire Hurricane, which was the initial fake investigation that was going on here. You had, at the same time, within weeks and months, the FISA warrant, and we're going to soon learn what was in those. And I think I like to call that FISA abuse. So you had Crossfire Hurricane, FISA abuse, a fake dossier by Chris Steele, who's giving information to Bruce Orr, who's the number 4 then at the Justice Department, whose wife is working on this in a private capacity with Fusion GPS, which is coordinating all of this.
You just can't abuse it. Freedom, get moving. Never gonna stop till everybody moving on. Love for one another. Call it some friend and call it some brother.
Want to get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. Except for ourselves, we don't suffer fools here. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, now in its 11th year. The Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air. Mueller, forced to testify before Congress by Democrats, shows how desperate they are for a Mueller report do-over. But he can't change his report, and if he deviates from it, he will incriminate himself and his staff of angry Democrats. Republicans are drooling at this. Why? Because they don't have to limit themselves. You'll hear Alan Dershowitz, a Hillary supporter and lifelong Democrat, tell you why. Republicans can ask about almost anything. The FISA warrant, the conflicts Mueller had because of his ties to Comey, his applying to be FBI director under Trump one day, and when refused by Trump, he becomes appointed special prosecutor the very next day against who? Donald Trump. When did he know there was no collusion? And why wasn't that revealed? All these are going to be asked by Republicans. Why didn't he investigate Hillary's campaign over Russian and Ukrainian help, which she got? And then when he was the FBI director, why didn't he investigate Uranium One? You know, where Hillary voted yes to give 20% of our uranium to Russia after receiving $150 million for the Clinton Foundation in her capacity as Secretary of State under who? Barack Hussein Obama. And then what about all those foreign participants in the coup? What does Mueller know about that? Why wasn't that brought up? What about the loss of Strzok and Page texts? All of these are examples of his obstruction of justice. I'm talking about Mueller. The Democrats are desperate to get something on Trump. So desperate they're willing to do this. And I think it'll backfire big time or am I wrong? Call 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I do appreciate it, and welcome. I'm Dave Weinbaum, your radio talk show host, and I'm here with radio legend Stan Hines and radio legend in the making, Lisa Ann Weinbaum. Good morning.
That's Weinbaum. You should learn how to say the last name correctly.
Why?
It's Weinbaum.
It's my last name. I can say it any way I like to. I called you Strasser before. You didn't object to that, did you?
I had no choice in the matter, really.
Well, you don't have a choice in this matter either. You can't tell me. You can't tell me what to say. And I don't know. We've got a caller. I have no idea who this is. What's your name, JJ, and where are you calling from?
Well, this is JJ, and for a change, I'm calling from Licking, Missouri. I'm at the Intercounty Electric members meeting and proudly listening to your show.
Well, don't touch any loose wires there, okay?
I shall not.
We need you.
Say, I had two things that were of interest to me, and maybe they'll be interesting to you. Item number one: did you, by any chance, watch the Democrat debates?
I watched them both. I couldn't hardly take it, but I did.
I did not. And frankly, 2 hours each night of these clowns, I couldn't take 2 minutes of these clowns.
Well, the reason why I forced myself to watch is that I want to know what these guys are saying. I want to know what they're thinking. I want to know, do they have anything? And my goodness, it was absolutely nauseating to listen to them. But go ahead.
I read the summaries. That's just about as close to that debacle as I could get. And after reading the summaries, I assume you noticed that all of these clowns raised their hands about universal health care for illegal immigrants.
Yes, us funding it, no less.
Oh, of course.
Us taxpayers.
You and me pay the bill. That should in and of itself lose the presidential election. That's why I say I think it will.
You know who the winner was? The winner was Donald Trump. Absolutely.
Yeah, he absolutely was, and that part of it that made me smile. But I got to say, these clowns, they came off looking kind of bad. They don't have a plan. All they've got is a bunch of sound bites. And I don't think sound bites...
But they're so negative. JJ, they're so negative. They're so hateful of Donald Trump and hateful of the American people. They're hateful of America. My God, they're going to take away the middle-class tax break. 82% of the people got a nice little tax break, okay? And they're going to take it away and increase their taxes to pay for government-only health care, killing all the insurance companies out there.
You know, they want to take away the middle class, not just the middle class.
Well, there you go. You got that. That's what communists do, don't they?
These are communists, no question.
Oh, yeah.
Not fit to run for public office and not fit to be United States citizens.
I would agree.
Item number two, and this was prompted by a little blurb that my friend Dave House wrote that was so concise, I wanted to share it with you. This is on articles of impeachment. Of course, impeachment has to be initiated in the House of Representatives, and Comrade Pelosi is very much against it, and I'll go into the reasons in just a moment. But, of course, impeachment is tried in the Senate, and in the Senate it's going to get a lot more critical view. The difference between what happens in impeachment and what happened in the Mueller investigation is that Trump was essentially powerless in the Mueller investigation. They come up with allegations, they come up with all sorts of things. He had very little defense. In the Senate, however, in an impeachment trial, he has all sorts of defense. The Senate can subpoena whoever they like to testify in articles of impeachment when tried in the Senate. And the beauty of that is all of these clowns that have their hands dirty as a result of Mueller get grilled publicly in the United States Senate. I think if that happens, and I think Comrade Pelosi's trying very hard to make sure it doesn't happen so they don't get their dirty laundry aired. If this happens, you're going to see a counterculture revolution like you've never seen in the United States Senate. I think a lot of folks' careers will be ruined, and good, they're corrupt. Get rid of them.
Well said. Now let me ask you a question. Can the Senate subpoena a House representative to testify? Because
the Senate can subpoena whomever they choose.
Wow.
In an articles of impeachment trial.
Because you know, they're now examining Congress people connected to the coup, who knew about it, who participated in it, who conspired to overthrow the election and the president. These guys got to be scared too.
Well, I'm sure they are scared, and that's the beauty of the impeachment. That's why Trump's not making much noise about it. He's pretty much saying, okay, boys, bring it on, but I don't think you'll like the result.
I think that's the same thing with Mueller going to testify. What do the Dems get out of this? I mean, we already know what Mueller said. Okay, he can't change his report now. He can't change his conclusions either.
They're praying for some kind of smoking gun revelation.
What they risk, though, is so much of the things the Republicans can ask, as I covered in the monologue. They risk so much that it's crazy to me. It's just nuts. It's like a last-ditch effort before you are buried. You know, it's like your hand sticking out of the grave.
What you're going to get when you're driven by ideology. Facts and logic and linear thinking go right out the window. The ideology is the whole thing, and they are driven by that ideology.
All right, my friend, this is a great report. You got anything else?
God bless you, Dave. Always a pleasure to
God bless you for being JJ and living as long as you did, 251 years now, I believe, and for being the opening act on the Dave Weinbaum Show. Thank you so much, my friend. God bless. All right, we have another caller, right? Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brigades.
This is Bridget.
Bridget from Maine. Hi, Bridget. How are you?
How do you know if I'm Maine or not?
Because I know your accent. How many Bridgets do I know with a German accent? And don't tell my wife if I do.
I would tell your wife anything.
Oh, stop.
Thank you.
I'm not going to trust you now.
Thank you, Bridget.
I can't trust you with my intimate thoughts.
Thank God for that one.
Yes, that's true. That's what I say. Yes, and
thank God for that one.
She shouldn't find out everything, though.
I know things.
The wife has a right
knows
to
things,
know,
she says.
A wife has a right to know everything the husband does.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can you turn off her mic at least? I don't keep going, Bridget, but I don't think she should be commenting on this.
Yes, she does.
Honey?
Anyways,
Yes.
you women stick together.
Yes.
Okay, do we have anything for the program other than picking on Dave Weinbaum?
Be quiet, and I would say it.
Okay, well, I am quiet. All right, I'll shut up. Go ahead. Now I've been told to shut up, and I have a wife for that, Bridget.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
Reinforcement.
you have a friend for that.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Anyways, first of all, it's Weinbaum.
Weinbaum. I pretty well said it right? And what does it mean?
Tree head.
Wine tree.
Exactly.
Pine tree head.
And I've been known tree head, and I've been known all my life as a wino. At least my life since I was 11.
That'd be Baumkopf.
Yeah, once I get to Missouri, I got to pick up a couple of St. James wine. Those are the best. Well, I should not say that. Rhineland is the best wine.
I don't know. I got Napa Valley is pretty good. Napa Valley, baby.
Rhineland. Have you ever tried it?
I'm sure I have.
No, I bet you this one you haven't.
Well, too much smoking, David.
Yeah.
2020,
Mad dog. Mad dog.
He doesn't drink
Mad
wine.
dog,
He
maybe.
has absolutely no idea what wine tastes like. Anyways. About the debates.
Yes.
How can anybody listen to that crap they were talking about?
Well, that's my job. I have to listen. I need to. If I want to be considered to be somewhat equal, I need to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah,
And
well-
wow.
Now listen to this one.
Yes.
First of all, how do they want to pay for this?
How do you think?
Taxing people.
They're going to raise
I know.
taxes a lot. They claim it's just on the rich. No, they're going to raise everybody's taxes. Then they're going to make employers pay double the minimum wage, and then they're going to have more people who are unemployed, more businesses going out of business, and more people dependent on what? The government. That's the plan.
Well, this is what I was going to say, because yesterday my son was at the eye doctor's.
Mm-hmm.
He could get contacts for his eyes, but they are, whatchamacallit, like a facelift, you know?
Yeah.
He could get contacts so he could work again. He wants to work, okay?
Yeah.
But he cannot afford it. And the insurance, the government, he is on Medicare and Medicaid.
Uh-huh.
They won't even pay for it. Here is a young man who wants to go to work. The government doesn't even help him to get off government insurance, to get his own private insurance. That is hell.
Yeah.
Now, he's legally blind. How can that make him see with contacts?
Exactly. And he is so, he has, there's no way. There's no way he can pay for it. He only gets, $1,000 a month?
Yeah.
And he has to live on it.
Sure. I don't know. I don't know what the solution will be if we get a real health care plan, and you can only thank the late John McCain for screwing us on that. Then will it be covered? I have no idea. Because, Trump says he's going to cover existing conditions, which is very expensive. So let's see what he does.
But see, that's what I'm saying. How in the hell, with all due respect, do the Democrats think how the government will screw them up from here to kingdom come, and they cannot see it, those idiots.
Sure. They
cannot see it. I am so freaking pissed.
I think a lot of Americans do see it, though. I think Bernie is... I got winners and losers, and I think Bernie's going down. I think Beto's going down.
Well, Beto is down.
Buttigieg is going down. He's got problems in his own state. And I think what's her name, Kamala, is up because she's a great little race card figure.
She's a twit.
Well, yeah, but she's black, and she's using the race card against what's his name, Biden, who's also going down. So
Pocahontas.
I don't see, and Pocahontas is up there. She's up there too. I said, no, come on.
Anyways, I just need Democrats to realize what they're doing to themselves, especially the young kids. I used to be very liberal when I was young, until I woke up and smelled the roses or smelled the coffee.
Right.
They don't know what the hell they're doing to themselves. When they're my age, when they're 60 years old like me, they're going to wish they never did what they did. They are so dumb.
That's why I have a show. That's why I'm out here. I know I don't get a lot of 15 or 16-year-olds listening to me, but I have their parents listening to me. And a lot of those parents, believe it or not, they're Democrats.
Yeah, but they're college students.
I know, but they get taught.
They don't even know their
get taught this
history. For Pete's sakes, I'm from Germany. I know more about the United States than the freaking Germans.
Yeah.
I mean, the freaking college students.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm fired up. I gotta let you go because I'm fired.
Okay.
Well, now,
all right, we're giving away a MAGA hat and a $35 gift card today. So I wanted you to know that, just in case you decide.
You need to start getting the hat. Keep America great.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that this morning. Thanks for reminding me.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to you later, guys.
Thanks you. What?
And Lisa.
Stan.
Yes.
What do you want?
Keep him on the leash.
Bridget.
We use a harness on him.
There you go.
Bridget, does your son have a Facebook account?
He's on Facebook with Dave.
Well, maybe he ought to put a GoFundMe thing to try to appeal to people to help him buy those contact lenses.
How do you do that?
Well, he would have to look into that. I don't know how to do it exactly, but I'm sure they'll tell him.
He's blind. How can he look into it?
Well, he can see somewhat.
He still sees somewhat,
Yeah,
but
okay.
he has his cell phone very close to him.
All right.
You know what I mean? He sees somewhat. But now me, I run into everything. I run everything over.
Well, tell him about
Thank
the
God for
GoFundMe.
Anyways, thank you. I thank you for
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
You have a
bye-bye.
great listen to the show later because we're going to give away a McDonald's gift card, a $35 McDonald's gift card, and a fabulous, MAGA hat. I don't have any CAG hats. I think I got a few MAGA hats left over. Anyways, we're going to take a break right now. Call the show, 573-364-4433, and get it off your chest.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Silverados have arrived at Fairground Auto Plaza. Get 0% APR for 72 months or $9,015 in total value on the all-new 2019 Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71 for well-qualified buyers with GM financing. Check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within a 1-hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett Broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
95 years of serving families in the Rolla community. This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home. For a business to be successful for 95 years takes hard work, determination, respect, and compassion for the community and the families we serve. This year, Null & Son Funeral Home proudly celebrates our 95th anniversary. 95 years of providing the finest funeral service, always at an affordable cost. It has been our honor to serve your family.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area with a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe. You can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
We reported how the Obama administration in their final days vastly expanded the intelligence sharing capabilities of America's most powerful agencies. Remember, we talked about this executive order 12333. And it was the basis of all this, and I was warning about this as far back as 2017. Now we are learning tonight that literally days before President Trump's inauguration, well, we find out the Office of the Director of National Intelligence under James Clapper was eagerly pushing to totally overhaul the sharing of raw intelligence, which expanded the sharing of this intelligence, raw intelligence, from just 3 agencies to 17. Wow. Why would they, as an outgoing administration, want to all of a sudden impose standards on the incoming administration, standards they never imposed on themselves for 8 years? That's the big question.
And this sharing of information amongst 17 instead of 3 intel agents was done by executive order by Barack Hussein Obama, signed just days before Trump's inauguration. Now, he's got his hands directly on the coup. He knew exactly what they were doing. They knew it. They had 8 years to do this. Why did they wait three days before the inauguration? Can anybody explain that in a logical way that can tell me that this didn't have anything to do with trying to overthrow Donald J. Trump? I mean, the election was already over, so now they're preparing the coup. Now they're preparing to overthrow the United States government. I don't think it's ever happened before. Not like this. And they got their hands real dirty, and I think it goes right to Barack Hussein Obama, and I think that's where this is going. And I think I'm speculating here because I thought a lot of things were going to happen with like Benghazi, and the IRS tax on conservative organizations and Tea Party and stuff like that. And it didn't happen. But I got a sense that things are going to happen now. There's a new sheriff in town, so to speak, and that's Donald J. Trump. And he's got his deputy, which is Attorney General William Barr. And he's got, then Barr is going off and got his posse, starting with John Durham, an official U.S. attorney who has subpoena power. And they also have, who is not so much a deputy, but Horowitz coming in with a report, which I think this time will be scathing. The last time it was semi-scathing. Remember, Horowitz said, well, there was no bias. Well, what kind of crap is that? No bias. Of course there was bias. All right, listen, we got the Rabbi coming up in 2 minutes. We got a great show for you. We got the Rabbi. We've got a mystery guest coming up at 10. I'm not going to say who it is. We've got Joe Dalton from Pregnancy Resource Centers to talk about, pro-life. We've got DeAnna Lorraine running against Nancy Pelosi. Holy cow. And Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim was always a hoot. Yes, all right, so call the show, 573-364-4433. Stan, hit it.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Rabbi Moshe should be on the phone here within a minute or so. And we're going to discuss a lot of stuff going on in Israel, the Middle East. I'm going to talk to him a little bit about, by the way, there's a Showtime documentary on football's only Jew to win a Super Bowl MVP and 3 Super Bowl rings. You know who that is, Dan?
Who?
Julian Edelman.
I didn't know.
Grew up as a Christian. I believe his father grandfather was Jewish and decided that, I'm going to be a Jew too. And what a tough guy he is. He's a receiver for the New England Patriots. And he's not big. He's small. But he's quick, and golly, is he tough.
So he's like a little Weinbaum, huh?
Well, he's quick. I was quick, but I mean, this guy's fast, and I wish I was that good. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a receiver. I was a grunt guard.
He's a short receiver?
Yeah.
Wow. That takes some talent there.
Well, he gets open. I mean, he's so quick, he gets open.
Yeah.
And when he catches the ball, he's a great runner. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. And should I say shalom?
Shalom, Dave. How are you?
Shalom, Rabbi. I'm good. How are you? Let me introduce
Good.
you properly, or I know you're going to pout all Sabbath. You ready? Second most powerful person in Israel and his own home, according to his wife, Unit. He is the official rabbi to Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show, and he's the future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, Spa, and Hotel. I said that twice. So he'll probably have 2 hotels on that property. Anyways, I want to welcome to the show Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. Wow. I think they're applauding from the West Bank too. Man alive. How you doing there, Rabbi? You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I'm actually not at home. I'm up in the Galilee now.
Really?
Yeah.
You hear that? All my Christian and Jewish fans, he's up there in the Galilee in Israel.
Yep.
How's that?
Right. And in fact, on Saturday night, I'm going to be taking a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee.
No kidding.
Oh, wow.
Are you going to go fish?
I'm not going to fish. No,
okay.
I'm not going to fish.
Well, we ate some fish from the Galilee, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that was great.
Yeah.
First, a Saudi official said the time for war with Israel has passed. Secondly, the Bahrain foreign minister said the Jewish people have a place amongst us. And there was a Jewish ceremony in a shoal in Bahrain. What the hell's going on with that?
Yes, we've been talking about this for like a year now, Dave, right?
Yeah.
About how this incredible change going on here. Saudi Arabia and Israel are cozying up, and Bahrain, allowing Jews to pray in a synagogue in Bahrain, and there are videos of Jews dancing and praying. I mean, incredible things. And the only ones that were still waiting to come around are the Palestinians, who are like missing the boat.
Well, I imagine the jihadis aren't very happy with this, are they?
No, not very much, I'm sure. So,
hey, how many? I know there was a big expulsion of Jews in the late 1900s from about World War II on. Actually, probably somewhat before that. How many Jews still live in Arab Muslim countries? And how many lived there before?
I don't know. Look, I know 800,000 were expelled, in the 1940s. I don't know the exact numbers that remain, but they're very small. There are a handful of Jews in Syria, maybe less than 20. Like in Iran today, there is a Jewish community. In Egypt, I do not believe there are any Jews. Jordan, there are none. But, it's a very small number. There are some in Morocco, a few in Yemen, but there's not a lot. There's not a lot.
Now, Netanyahu, Israel, says Israel used cyber intelligence so that 50 ISIS terror attacks were stopped. As proof, Israel stopped ISIS from blowing up a plane from Australia to Abu Dhabi. So, so he's continuing to help the whole world basically stop terrorism. Israel is.
I mean, this is the battle of the future is really cyber war, and obviously you can save a lot of lives fighting cyber wars. But yes, Israel, in many cases, has. I'm sure there are many we don't even know about, but this one was, made public during the week, and we saved an attack on a plane. I mean, pretty incredible. But Israel did also undergo a cyber attack this week. The planes coming into our airport were being attacked. Their systems were being attacked. But Israel found, the source of that was actually coming from Russia.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think the Russian government was involved?
I don't know if it was the Russian government, because I don't think they have any interest in disturbing Israeli planes. But there are plenty of Muslims there that don't like Israel, and there, a lot of Russians probably don't like Israel either.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, my ancestors came from there, Ukraine. Anyways, Showtime. Now we just talked about this, and since you brought up Hank Greenberg last week, I want to bring up a Showtime documentary coming on. It's supposed to be really good on football's only Jew to win a Super Bowl MVP and 3 Super Bowl rings. That's Julian Edelman.
Edelman.
of the New England Patriots, and I can't wait to see this.
Here now,
huh?
He was just here in Israel. I was in a hotel. I saw that there were about 15 or 16 New England Patriots here, and I saw them all. They were here because the owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, got an award here in Israel called the Genesis Prize, and he brought with him about 15, 16 Patriots. Among them was Julian Edelman.
Cool. So did you get to meet him? He's a little guy. He's not a big guy. He's out there.
I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah.
But
he's not natural. You know, he was brought up as a Christian, and his grandfather was Jewish, and he decided he made a decision on his own that I think I'd rather identify as a Jewish person.
Yeah. I think his dad was too. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
aren't too many Jews in football, that's for sure.
I played. I loved it. Absolutely.
Right, but you know why Jews generally don't play football, Dave? You know why?
Why do Jews not play football? Because they have, because they want to keep their brains intact? I know mine is screwed up from it.
No, it's because it's made from a pigskin.
Well, that's what Ron Dermer said to me. I guess we were just independently talking. I don't think it was during the interview. It might have been. The ambassador from Israel to the United States, he says, I was with Roger Staubach. We were throwing around the pigskin. And I says, you can't do that. What's wrong with you? Anyways, is Netanyahu going to cancel the elections that he initiated? What's going on over there?
Oh, he's looking into it, I know. But that's all they've been reported here is that they're looking into it. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
What do you think of the reparations deal that's going on in the United States right now? What's the position of Jews who have suffered a lot of harm within the last 100 years or so, even about reparations?
Well, there's two sides to it. One side here does not want to take any reparations because then it kind of saying that we forgive and forget, and it's kind of justified the atrocities and things that the Jewish people have experienced, particularly at the hands of the Nazis. But on the other hand, other people say, look, you got to be practical. If they're willing to offer, tens of millions of dollars of aid and all kinds of things, so, let's be practical and let's accept it. In the end, Israel did accept reparations from Germany. But it was a very, very heated debate here, and still, till today, a lot of people are not in favor of it. It's a very difficult subject.
Well, we can trace ourselves back to the slavery in Egypt,
Yeah.
And so, but that's ridiculous to do that, I think, isn't it?
I mean, look at the Native Americans in America. They got reparations. They got casinos. They got reservations. They got all kinds.
Well, you can say the same about blacks with welfare and government help, food, meals, and all that stuff. But it's never enough. Never enough. And it's and who pays it? Do I pay it? I never had a slave. My ancestors, by the grace of God, came over here before they killed them in Russia. And
I was going to say, Dave, that we here in Israel, by the way, have been watching very closely the Democratic debates.
What did you think?
Well, honestly, I thought it was first of all, just incredible to me the amount of support for undocumented workers, giving them health care. But I mean, they should have asked an easy question. They should have said something like, how many of you support Israel, and see who raises that.
Yeah, nobody talked about Israel, did they?
Right, I was surprised.
Because, you know what? I think they coordinated this with the moderators, because it seemed like they were all on the same side here. They don't want to talk about Jews. They don't want to talk about Christians. They just want to talk about crazy socialistic ideas.
Right. They want to talk about undocumented workers. They want to talk about
that's more important than any citizen right now in the United States of America, because they want our money to support them.
Right.
So
I would love for them to see. Okay, let's talk about foreign policy. What do you think about America's greatest ally in the Middle East? What's your feeling towards Israel?
Yeah,
and
that would have been nice. That would have been an obvious question, wouldn't it? And especially in the deal of, I think Iran was touched upon at times, but not in relationship to Israel.
Right.
Just in relationship to bashing Trump. I think they did a horrible job. One guy stood out as saying something positive. That was Governor of Colorado, Hickenlooper, who says, we got to stop this socialist crap. We just can't do this and expect to beat Donald Trump. At least he's right about that. I mean, he's probably still socialist himself, but still.
What I was going to say is I think the biggest winner of these debates was Donald Trump, because these guys did not look at all like they were ready.
You're not kidding.
Prime time.
Hey, Rabbi, besides DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you? And contribute, by the way, and contribute.
Absolutely. On my website, IsraelAlliance.org. That's IsraelAlliance.org. That's Israel, ALLIANCE.org. That's where they can reach me.
You want to spell it again? We're a little slow out here in the country,
We speak English.
All right. Hey, yesterday Lisa complained that she had a sore ass, and I told her I don't understand. I'm not upset about anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. Yes, you can use it. All the way from Efrat. Oh, no, he's calling from where? Tell him, Rabbi.
Galilee.
The Sea of Galilee. My goodness. Wow. You hear all that? This is from the Sea of Galilee. Who does this? Who gets people like this? Shabbat shalom, my friend. Hi to you and Eaton, the kids.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.
Lisa.
You too.
Have a
Bye.
great weekend.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to be right back, too. You want to call the show? 573-364-4433. We're giving away a great MAGA hat and a $35 McDonald's gift card. So call here and get it off your chest.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control. Community born, community raised, community serving.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and non-natural rock band.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
Let the dogs out!
Who let the dogs out? Shadowwood Pet Resort. But Ralphie tells me only on their supervised nature trails, and it's back to their warm and comfy condos with food, water, and treats for any length stay. And they separate dogs by size. Now a condo for cats in a different room. Great assortment of food, toys, collars, and bowls. Tell them Ralphie sent you and get a free treat. 368-4866. That's 573-368-4866. 11420 Cedar Grove, where your pets might be having a better time than you.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
From apples to Xboxes, we fix it all. Call us today, A1 Tech. More than just computer repair. We'll fix your laptop, your desktop, and so much more. On site or mobile, from apples to Xboxes, we fix it all. Call us today, A1 Tech.
Call A1 Tech right now at 573-458-9175.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
For 8 years, the Obama administration, well, they did not allow the sharing of raw intelligence with 17 separate agencies. They only allowed 3. And then literally in the final days, just before Donald Trump is about to become president, there is a complete overhaul of our intelligence gathering apparatus to give a lot more access of the most sensitive, raw, and in many cases not even confirmed material to deep state bureaucrats without getting any input from the new incoming administration. Now, it was championed by Clapper's DNI. It was signed by Loretta Lynch, as you see there. Remember, these are some of the same people involved in the phony Russia collusion probe. And in the case of the Attorney General, what really happened on that tarmac in Phoenix, Arizona, when she says she was talking to Bill Clinton for 45 minutes about grandkids, just days before she's supposed to make a decision whether to indict his wife or not.
You know, not just because it's going to be the coolest thing that happened to the United States of America, maybe since the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, all our victories in World War I, World War II, but that and the fact that it's going to be so entertaining to watch these people who are so arrogant, who all laughed as they were saying, Donald Trump's never going to be president. Are you kidding me? Laughing at him in their ridiculous mode of, well, fantasy world. And their fantasy world, after he got elected, them crying about it and whining, and then deciding that they were going to resist. The resistance. We were going to resist because somehow he must have cheated better than we did. And you know they were cheating. You know Hillary was cheating the whole time, right? I mean, how does he, a novice in politics who doesn't know how to cheat in politics, maybe he does in business, but he doesn't know anything about politics. He's not supposed to know how to do this. These guys have been doing it all their lives. All their lives they've been cheating. They have history of cheating. They can go back into the archives of cheating. In fact, you have Nancy Pelosi. If you can get that up in a little bit, Stan, I would appreciate that. And, so they've got a history of this. They have it down to a science. But won't it be amazing when all this comes into the light? There's a light, and you see all the little, the little creatures from the swamp all scurrying around, pointing their little claws at their fellow rats, at each other, trying to destroy each other before they're destroyed. Isn't that going to be fun? Popcorn. That's all I got to say about that. Popcorn. Make it fresh and butter it. Hit it.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic, and it's self-evident.
So did you catch that? What she says is you start out with something that's a lie, and you throw it out there, and then the press picks up on it, and they write stories about it, and you say, see, it's written in the press, so it must be true. This is exactly what they did with Trump. They demonized him. It was all fake about the Russian collusion. This is what they did with Kavanaugh. It was all fake about these women coming and saying that he did these things.
Why would a politician do that? Why would they even say it? Because they feel like they're immune. Why would you say we create a lie? Why would she admit to that? I mean, if you go to court and she says, "Well, I didn't lie about that," well, wait a minute. We have your video here. That's you, right? Yes, saying that that's what you do, and you seem very proud of it. So how do you come here and say that you never lie, or you didn't lie about this or that? And we have this video of you on record saying how you do it, exactly how you do it, and how you manipulate it so you get copies to the press, so you can verify your lie by pointing to the press story about it that you delivered. How do you weasel out of that one? All right? And you're the leader, you're the third person to the presidency. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, right there.
I think if I were DeAnna Lorraine, I would start every one of my commercials with that first 15 seconds. Oh, yeah,
we need to talk. I think I can help her.
Yeah,
I think I can help her, and I think, the rabbi can help her. You know, I got to get her with the rabbi. He knows people.
Yeah, he does.
All right, so we got House. By the way, we got a little Sicilian mission there. There we go. I need this. I was robbed by an earthquake. It was a shakedown. Forget about it. You know, bad enough to go into the neighborhood. They don't like you, you know, and they shake you down there. You got to get shaken up by Mother Nature. What's that about? Come on. You can't fight Mother Nature. You can fight, a guy trying to shake you down. Don't forget about it. I mean, I'm worried about that because it's something I can't defend myself at. Maybe I got to move back to Sicily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. What do we got?
You better check with your wife on that one. She's shaking her head.
She can go.
We're not going to Sicily.
Think of this. Forget about it. I'm the boss.
That's funny.
Now that's comedy, folks.
Wait a minute. Aren't I the leader of the household?
That's funny.
Isn't the man supposed to be the leader of the household?
Of course, dear.
Oh, wait a minute. Christianity, he's right. You know?
Of course, dear. Yeah, but he's
Judaism,
Jewish.
too.
Oh, that's right. He's Jewish.
Where do you think Christianity came from? That wasn't a Jewish ideal.
Yeah,
the man is the leader of the house. Now, the women can figure out ways very easily to make the man think he's in charge when he really isn't.
Well, that's
Can't
true.
you, honey?
I'm not
and
saying anything.
And you do it all the time. No, it's true.
I'll never give it up.
It's true. All right. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Eric calling from St. James.
Eric?
Yes, Eric.
Hi, Eric. What can I do for you?
Well, I just had a question for you, Dave. With all this retribution for slavery, is Israel going to go after Egypt for a couple pyramids?
Yeah, I was thinking be more than a couple pyramids. I discussed that with the rabbi, and I've done it on a number of occasions. I thought about that, because you got Al Sharpton claiming that he was some kind of his ancestors were kings in Egypt. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I remember what happened in Egypt 3,000 years ago. Not that I was there, but I know the history. Jews were captive for 3,000 years. And, yeah, sure. I mean, there's no way there's going to be reparations for that. You know that. And I know that, Eric.
Yeah,
but still, it's a well-taken point. There's some things in history you just can't fix.
I thought the end of your rabbi thing, so I wasn't sure, but I want to make that point.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Eric.
Call the show. You're eligible for the great gifts we got.
How did that old song go? When Israel's down in Egypt land, let my people go. You ever heard that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. You're an opera. Were you an opera singer? Or
I can do that. Yeah.
I know. I know you do a lot of things, and
it's all in imitating
others'
voices.
It's just amazing. So you do interviews with me in a different voice and all that. And
all right, here, Dave.
And I don't like that voice. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, you're on the air. Hello. Okay, they're not speaking, so.
All right. Well,
all right.
It must be a business call.
There you go.
And business is the Weinbaum Show from 9 till noon.
Business is booming. All right. So the House Dems, this is under Nancy Pelosi now. Remember, she's very powerful. Because half her caucus at least hates her because they're all these progressive idiots that she won't let them impeach Trump. She knows what a loser that is, but they might overwhelm her someday and vote her out and vote AOC in. Yeah, might as well. What the hell? So, anyways, the Republican Senate voted on a bill to help at the give aid to the the border and the refugees there, and to get more guards there. At least I think that's what it says. I haven't read the bill or anything, but and I think the president's going to sign it. But it was overwhelmingly bipartisan. It was like like 82-7 or something like that in the Senate. So that means a hell of a lot of Democrats voted for it. And then it's going to go to the House, and the progressives are just livid about it. And I think they passed it. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of been forced upon them because there was a father from Ecuador, and I believe his 1-year-old daughter, and they were in a detention center just south of America in Mexico, and they got fed up with not being able to get into America, and he decided he was going to swim with his daughter on his back. They both drowned. Horrible.
That is.
And now they're blaming Donald Trump for this, right? When Congress doesn't do a damn thing about it and has had, 40, 50 years this has been going on? Barack Obama built the cages and all that stuff. And so now this is Donald Trump. What's he supposed to do? He's got a Congress. He can't just break the law. Either they want him to be a dictator or they don't want him to be a dictator, okay? Yeah. So he's only, his hands are tied. He can only do executive orders for so long before he's challenged and done. You'd think the president of the United States would have dictatorial powers, but they really don't. All right, and they're challenged in the courts, and there's 3 equal branches of government. And you know what? There's a lot of fault with it, but at least it's not communism. At least it's not socialism. At least people can live an American dream in this country. It ain't fair all the time, and it's not fair a lot of the time. But by golly, what's better? Can somebody please tell me where it's better to be? Who is fighting to get into Venezuela today? Who's fighting to get into Cuba? Are there boats running amok in Cuba to get into Cuba? I don't think so. So, all right, we're going to have a guest come on here. I won't say her or his name for reasons you will understand. Anyways, so the Dems pass this thing, and it's going to aid illegals, and I believe it's going to build up the Border Patrol a little bit because it's a huge crisis down there. You notice they all denied it was a crisis. We got a montage of that. Is that an extra?
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you play that? That might be who I'm thinking about. But hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave. It's Laura Loomer.
Okay. Well, I was going to play something, but you know what? I don't have to play it now because you're here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to read your introduction. This is an investigative conservative journalist, the most banned person in the world, and the bravest person I know, the lowest lane to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Laura the Loominator Loomer. Oh, yeah. I don't care what they think about you on Twitter or Facebook. They love you in Rolla, Missouri. Believe me, they love you in Rolla, Missouri. All right?
All over the world?
All over the world. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, but I can't speak for all over the world.
Well, no, you have 98 countries. What, you couldn't get half?
Well, I can't speak for them. I mean, I kind of know the people around here, and I know my show is really popular around here.
Right.
I don't know about that. I mean, they're in the foreign countries. I don't think they're overwhelmingly there, but we're working on that.
Well, we love you, Laura.
Laura,
Well, I love you guys too.
Yeah, well, Stan doesn't really mean it.
I do too.
What? He doesn't mean it. He's just saying that.
Just too.
James O'Keefe, your old friend, James O'Keefe exposed Google as working on hacking the election, the upcoming election, so Trump loses. What do you know about this?
Well, of course, Project Veritas has been doing phenomenal work lately, exposing social media bias and tech censorship. And the latest Project Veritas bombshell shows Google executives on hidden camera admitting that they're going to do everything in their power to prevent somebody like Trump or Trump himself from getting reelected. And of course, it's very scary, right? Because Google is probably the most powerful tech company in the world, and so many people use it, right? And here they are talking about their plan to sabotage a presidential election so that the Democrats can win. And I think it's funny how obsessed the Democrats are in this country about collusion, right? We've had millions of dollars of taxpayer money wasted on these absurd hearings so that the Democrats can play out their wet dream fantasy of what they like to call Russian collusion or interference in the U.S. election, when in reality, the only collusion I see taking place is the collusion between the Democrat Party and the big tech social media companies like Twitter, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Well, let's speak about that, but also it's a conspiracy to overthrow the government is what it is. That's the crime. And also the obstruction of justice in what they're doing with Mueller. Mueller's going to go up there in Congress, and the Dems called him in. They subpoenaed him. And the Republicans are the ones that are drooling over this because they get to ask him anything. And because, the Democrats are just tied to what they can ask him about the report. And he can't change the report. He can't change his conclusions, can he? But the Democrat, because he's under oath, he can't say, well, we lied in the report, can he? But the Republicans can ask him anything. Well, what about the FISA warrant? What did you think of that? Didn't you know that this was not verified? When did you know there was no collusion? And why? And if you knew it early, why didn't you say something? That's the kind of questions the Republicans can ask, and there's a lot more.
Right, or maybe when did he become aware that the dossier, the unverifiable dossier, was actually paid for by Hillary Clinton, right?
And why didn't he investigate her about that? Right. This was supposed to be an investigation on Russian interference. Now, I've heard people say just Russian interference, and I've heard people say just on the Trump campaign. But how could that be? I don't understand that myself. It's
a conspiracy theory. I mean, look, you see these Democrats salivating at the mouth for months, talking about when is Mueller going to release his report? When is Mueller going to release his report? The Mueller report gets released. It says there's no evidence of Russian collusion or no evidence that President Trump colluded with Russia. Yeah. But here they are. They still can't accept it. And so the Mueller report has been released, yet they're still pushing this conspiracy theory of Russia collusion while, we head into the 2020 presidential election. And meanwhile, the same people who are accusing foreign nations or foreign governments and leaders of interfering in our election are the same people who stood on stage last night at the Democrat debate saying that they want to decriminalize illegal immigration, open borders for every single illegal alien and terrorist who wants to come into our country, right? We're just going to start giving voting rights to illegal aliens, places like San Francisco and California, where you have Governor Gavin Newsom, his first line of business after taking his oath as governor of California was to give health care to illegal aliens, right? Yeah. Talking about letting illegal aliens participate in presidential elections and have voting rights.
Right.
Right? Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's what you call election meddling. That's what you call collusion on behalf of foreign nations when you have caravans of 30, 40, 50,000 migrants from Central America coming here, as guests of the Democrat Party.
Well, the one word I have for that is I think describes it, and that's projecting. That's projecting what they do to somebody else, which would be Donald Trump. And they're projecting, they've done all this themselves. They've conspired to overthrow the election. They conspired to overthrow Donald Trump once elected. And now they're conspiring on overthrowing him again in 2020 by getting all sorts of illegal votes out there. So I think.
Well, they're counting on it, right? That's what they're counting on.
Well, what else? What else do they got? They refuse to talk about anything that's positive about America. Everything is negative. Your tax cuts. We're going to take that away from you because they don't work. I mean, 82% of the people got them. They're not stupid. They know they got more money and they're getting higher pay and they have more jobs.
Dave, you just have to accept it, all right? Our new country is going to be wonderful, okay? trans men are going to be getting abortions.
Yeah,
okay?
how about that? How does that happen? Hey, I wasn't great in biology in school, but how does a man that becomes a woman, how does he get pregnant?
Logical. You're not allowed to ask logical questions, okay?
I'm asking it of you. I'm not asking it of anybody I'm trying to figure it out myself. Nobody's got an answer.
You are transphobic. You cannot ask how men can't have a.
Wait a minute. What am I? Transphobic?
Transphobic. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you know you're not allowed to say men can't get pregnant anymore? Okay. That's called a microaggression, Dave.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for educating me like that. I'll try to behave myself. Why should I behave myself if you can't behave yourself? That's what I want to know.
Right. I know.
Yeah. There you go.
But,
anyways,
look, this is what they want. This is what they want.
I know. Because you have to do little things to avoid it. You see, here's my opinion. Some way you got to stay in the game, okay? If you're not in the game, it's hard to fight back. That's my philosophy. All right, so if you're out of the game, you got to fight, every which way you can, but you got to stay in the game long enough to figure out a way to beat them. And I'm still working on it. Believe me, I've done this before in other fields. So there was a Loomer spotting the other night at the Dem debate in Miami, I guess it was.
Yes.
And were you there last night too? What happened?
I wasn't there last night, but I was there the night before. And my friend ran into Rachel Maddow and confronted her. And, we were just there. I mean, look, it was so boring. I'm not going to make it out to be more exciting than it really was because, Donald Trump had 120,000 people lined up to see him kick off his campaign in Orlando, Florida for the 2020 race, okay? They shut down the street for miles after miles, and people were having a party in the street and camping outside 2 days ahead of time to get a spot to see Trump. I didn't even see, a street corner filled up in front of the Democrat debate. Joe Biden was literally passing out free ice cream, and people couldn't care less about Joe Biden. I mean, if it's 95 degrees outside and people are sweating their ass off, okay, and you're giving out free ice cream and you still can't get people to pay attention to you and at least pretend to like your ideas to get a free ice cream cone, you have some issues, right?
Well, I would say so. I mean, it's like trying to draw a crowd in Venezuela these days. They're all running away.
Yeah, and then you have these psycho Democrats holding signs up that said "Hands off Venezuela, hands off Cuba," and they're promoting socialism.
Let's get them all killed. I mean, how nuts!
And then you say to these people are dying and starving in Venezuela. They're killing their own people with firing squads in the street. And they say, Trump's the racist, right? Orange man bad. So it really is a form of mental illness. It really is Trump derangement syndrome. And, they were struggling to even get crowds. I mean, if you notice, MSNBC had serious technical difficulties.
Oh, my God, I saw that. I saw that first part. Oh, my goodness.
They had no idea what was going on. And then the producers panned. And you could see the people who work at MSNBC freaking out because they panned incorrectly.
Purely amateur hour. Here I've got Stan, who's a professional, and he does a great job here. And we've never had that kind of we had minor blips, but my God, this is something that you prepare for all year long, and you can't get that wrong like that. Not in a major network. That's nuts.
They panned to empty seats, Dave. I mean, do you know how embarrassing that is? President Donald Trump had 120,000 people.
Yeah, and they won't show those people.
There were people packed in the arena like a can of sardines to get standing room. There's no seats, by the way. When you go and see President Trump speak at a rally, you have to stand.
We've been there.
The Democrats, right? Yeah, I've been.
I know you've been.
It's wonderful.
You've been there, and he nodded at you 3 times.
Yeah, and at the Democrat debate, not only did they have seats, but they couldn't even fill half of the seats in the room. And it's just embarrassing. Nobody cares. Like, literally nobody cares to see what these nut jobs have to say.
So Jack Dorsey, your buddy Jack, Twitter Jack, lays groundwork to shadow ban President Trump. That puts you in pretty good company, doesn't it? You know, maybe he'll join you in the lawsuit. The president. Wouldn't that be cool?
I warned about this.
Huh?
You know, I warned about this. I said I warned about this when I confronted Jack Dorsey in Congress. So, you know, you can't say that this is a surprise. I think it's really funny that people are freaking out all of a sudden, like, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And Omar and her brother married her brother. You've been talking about that for how long? And they were all saying you're a kook for saying it. Now it's in the mainstream media all of a sudden. How did that happen? Anybody giving any credit to you for that story?
Well, no one's giving me any credit. But, look, that's what happens when you follow, me, Laura Loomer, at lauraloomer.us. It's today's news 1 year early, okay? So,
yeah, pretty much. I mean, look what you told Comey. How long ago was that? A year and a half ago? You're going to jail, Comey. Well, that's kooky back then, but right now it looks like there's a better chance of it happening than not.
Right, and now Republicans are firing back at Nancy Pelosi because she's talking about how, with the illegal aliens, that we need to allow all these illegal aliens into our country, and they're saying, well, why don't you accept them? Well, newsflash, guys, I brought a trio of my illegal alien amigos from Mexico and Guatemala and flopped them right on our yard. Okay, he deported us.
If anybody hasn't seen that, that was the pinnacle of your career right there, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That was the best thing I've ever seen you do, and you've done a lot of really good stuff. Maxine Waters, what's his name in Minnesota? The guy that was the senator in Minnesota.
Yep.
You're talking about the Congressman Keith Ellison, who's now the
Keith Ellison and
Nancy Pelosi's yard.
Omar and Rashid Tlaib. You know, the MF. We're going to impeach the MF, meaning Donald Trump. You know, and that's a mother friend for those of you who are thinking I'm thinking of anything else.
Sure.
You know, so. All right, so where can people find you and contribute to you?
Well, people can go to my website, lauraloomer.us. You can also follow me on Parler, which is a new social media app. And if you want to support my work, you can go to lauraloomer.us and then click on the Support My Work tab, and there's different methods. You can support me online. You can send me a check. You can send me Bitcoin, whatever you want to do.
What do you call, Laura, an explosive mute?
An explosive what?
Mute. M-U-T-E.
I don't know.
Land mime. Land mime.
Land mime. Okay, good. You always have
like
to
that one.
don't you?
I kind of like that one. All right. Oh, well. Oh, well. You know, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Laura Loomer, for being on the show. And I didn't hear any interruptions last time. You know, we had interruptions last time, right? We had a radio station over us, and I don't know if we got that today or not, but I don't think so. Anyways, maybe they'll lay off you for a while, and you can go back to your social media gig. Okay? How's the lawsuit coming, by the way?
Well, you know, it's we're still waiting.
Yeah, that's what the law is about. That's what the law is about. Is you got to wait. You got to do depositions and discovery and all that crap. I just as soon settle a lawsuit if I could. Anyways, thank you so much, Laura. You have a great weekend, and thank you once again for being on. Well, a star of the Dave Weinbaum Show.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Now Stan said that. Wow, look at that. Thanks. Bye-bye.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
All right, and we're going to be right back. You know, we're going to take a break. You can call the show, 573-364-4433. and get it off your chest.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Reality check number 14. Getting a house loan shouldn't take longer than building your house. At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We know you're anxious to start building your dream home, so we make loans quick and easy. We don't have to send off to some big city for a decision. Your decision is made here, and your loan stays here. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Sydney's in Rolla reminds you they're open each week Tuesday through Saturday from noon till 1:30 a.m. They also have great lunch specials every day and steak specials every Friday and Saturday night. First weekend of the month is prime rib. Then hand-cut ribeye steaks the rest of the weekends with more than 100 whiskeys to choose from or signature drinks and over a dozen beers on tap. See their Facebook for more details. Sydney's 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla.
95 years of serving families in the Rolla community. This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home. For a business to be successful for 95 years takes hard work, determination, respect, and compassion for the community and the families we serve. This year, Null & Son Funeral Home proudly celebrates our 95th anniversary. 95 years of providing the finest funeral service, always at an affordable cost. It has been our honor to serve your family.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Vastly expanding access to this intelligence material meant it was harder to trace the information, harder to weed out the leakers, harder to hold anyone in the deep state accountable. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were trying to put the intelligence on the radar of as many people as possible so they wouldn't be able to find the people that knew what they did was an abuse of power. It was corruption at the worst level, but it's still being exposed anyway. Look at how urgent these messages are. They knew they had 2 weeks to get this done. Really? Is this what they cared about with 2 weeks to go? Deep state in a mad scramble. Looks like Clapper was leading the way. Let's take a look. Now you combine this what we already know about, Hillary Clinton literally funneling money through a law firm, Perkins Coie, then hiring an op research firm, then hiring a guy by the name of Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele puts together a bunch of documents, becomes a dossier, the dirty Russian dossier that was used to rig the 2016 election like they rigged the primary and stole it from Bernie Sanders. He had no shot from the beginning. The same people involved in unmasking, the secret informants, it's all coming into focus. It's now getting clearer every day.
You know, nobody does it like Hannity, I got to tell you. I mean, I use a lot of his stuff, and I love Rush. I love Tucker. I use those guys, too. Laura Ingraham, Judge Janine, Maria Bartiromo.
I'm proud of you.
Why?
You didn't call her Ingraham again.
What did I call her?
You said Laura Ingram.
I did? I meant to say Ingraham.
I know you probably did.
But no, I mean, look, I want people Yeah, I got the last show of the week, basically. This is the last real news of the week.
wrap-up.
This is a wrap-up of everything that's really important. And I get, it was fortunate that I picked Fridays to try to do a show. Because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know what the news cycle was. Well, the news cycle is pretty well over Thursday night. So everything you're seeing today is stuff that's old, unless it's like an earthquake somewhere or something, somebody drops a bomb on somebody. But generally, the cycle is Monday through Thursday, and everybody's on a plane going somewhere on Fridays from Washington. That includes news people and stuff. So, so I get to pick from all those stories all week long and eliminate right up to what I think is the best priority that my listeners want to hear. And that's why I believe this show is successful, because I'm putting the important stories first. And, you got to trust my judgment, I realize, and some of you might not believe that I'm using good judgment, but I got a lot of people that do believe it because I got a lot of listeners. So, hey, while I'm here, let me, we got somebody else coming up at 10:30. Let me just tell you who that is. We got Joe Dalton either coming in the studio or he's going to be calling me. And what do you got, Stan?
Well, you were talking about all the good stuff you have. You have that crisis montage. We were talking about Laura was on. You want to hear that?
Yeah, why don't you do the crisis montage? Because this is about all the, what the people were saying about this crisis on the border just months ago. Listen.
President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage, must stop manufacturing a crisis.
This president just used the backdrop of the Oval Office to manufacture a crisis.
Folks, the president has manufactured one heck of a political crisis for himself.
Donald Trump is manufacturing a national security crisis.
You will hear them say is that this is a manufactured crisis. It's not a national security crisis.
The big scam of the whole address was that there's a crisis. There's not a crisis.
The notion that we have a crisis there, security crisis, is absolute nonsense.
It remains a Seinfeld shutdown, all about nothing. What happens when there is a real crisis? When there is a real emergency? Does he take to the airwaves? Do we give him the airwaves? Do we believe him?
There is not a crisis at the border. It's a manufactured crisis for the president to get a political win.
He's determined to convince you there is a crisis at the border, even though an intelligence official tells CNN, quote, no one is saying this is a crisis except them.
So Joe tells me, he says, I'm going to call, not come in. Well, I didn't text him anything. He's listening to the show. Hi, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Now I can't talk bad about him until he actually calls and say it to his ear. Not that I would talk bad about him, but he's a friend and I can kid him.
Well, speaking of the crisis, that they're talking about, don't forget that.
I am for open immigration, but that sign we have in the front of the Statue of Liberty, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Can't we just say, hey, the door's open, we'll take whoever you got? Do we have to specify the wretched refuse? I mean, why don't we just say, give us the unhappy, the sad, the slow, the ugly, people that can't drive, if they have trouble merging, if they can't stay in their lane, if they don't signal, can't parallel park, if they're sneezing, if they're stuffed up, if they're clogs, if they have bad penmanship, don't return calls, if they have dandruff, food between their teeth, if they have bad credit, if they have no credit, Mr. Spot Shaving. In other words, any dysfunctional, defective slob that you can somehow cattle prod onto a wagon, send them over. We want it.
That's a riot. I love Seinfeld. Of course, my wife hates Seinfeld, don't you?
Yes.
God, she just, you hate him, don't you?
Do.
You lie. That's all she. Oh my God! If the TV is on, which you can go backwards on, if she's doing something else. If the TV is, I could be watching. It could be the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I think it once was a Super Bowl, and she was watching some stupid show like Seinfeld. Not that it's stupid, but it's, it's not the Super Bowl, for God's sakes. And she actually moved it from the Super Bowl to that, whatever it was. I mean, it really ticked me off.
I did not. I just turned it off.
And so
I just hit the wrong button.
So Joe is sending me a thing. I will call in. Sorry for the misunderstanding. No problem, Joe. I know he's listening, but and he'd be welcome in the studio.
Yeah,
I just have to kick Lisa out. That's all.
Hey.
Well, we'll just have to have the security guards know that he's coming.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Then everybody would want to come in. We'd have to have food. We'd have to have, entertainment.
Yeah.
We'd have to have a green room. Hey, Steve, can we get a green room in here? So I don't think that's going to work. Anyways, them debates winner, guess who it was? Can I get a drum roll?
Oh, shoot.
We got first night and second night and combined winner. All right, for the Dem debate. All right, so as soon as Stan finds a drum roll, we're gonna give you that. There you go. The winner of the debate from Thursday night and the winner from the debate on Wednesday night and the overall winner, it's unanimous decision, Donald J. Trump. Hey, can we get a little applause? No, not that. No, that's wrong. That's just, no, he's the president of the United States, Stan. A little respect. You don't show a little respect, I'm going to put you in a Sicilian moment.
Yeah, he showed a little.
Yeah, very little respect. That's just wrong. There you go. Did you hear about the trainer for rich kids? Yeah, he was an air conditioner. Forget about it. Even the Sicilian is frowning at that one, ladies and gentlemen. Even him, he's choked up a little bit, But think about it; it makes sense. He's an air, and he's got a trainer, so the guy would be an air conditioner. Forget about it. It makes sense. It really does make sense, actually. We use a lot of broken English because we come from the old country. Sicily, and we're Sicilian. So we speak a little, broken English, but that makes sense, doesn't it? Call the show, 573-364-4433. Or I'm coming out there.
Then you won't be able to forget about it.
I'll make you a deal you can't refuse. All right, we're back on the show. Let's stop the idiotic talk about being a gangster, because I'm not that.
No.
Although I will say this. My father used to hang out. He was not a gangster. But his relatives all thought he was, okay? When he moved here to Rolla back in 1977 to come into the business with me, the relatives thought he was actually either going in a witness protection program or that he was hiding. He was in hiding.
Yep.
He was a character. You knew him, right?
Yeah, I knew him.
He was a character.
I met him about 2 years
Lisa
after
knew
that.
him, right?
He was a cool guy.
Yeah,
he was a cool guy.
He
What are you looking at? Like, what happened to you?
Exactly.
Kiss my tuchus. I was as cool as he was. Believe me.
Uh-huh.
Well,
it didn't appear that way.
He was pretty cool.
It did not appear that way.
He was pretty cool, and I got a cool son, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Right.
I saw him at McDonald's in Rolla the other day when your shake machine was down.
Uh-oh.
And I walked in. I said, I'll go. I'll just have to wait until later.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay. It happens.
Machines break. They'll forget about it. We come back in. Jeez. All right. Well, let me tell you when your leg breaks, and I'll talk about it down here.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right. No problem.
Well, it was probably fixed in 10 minutes.
No, I don't think so. Probably not.
Oh.
But it happens, I mean, it happens probably too often. Anyways, debate winner, President Donald J. Trump, and the Republican Party. I think this bodes well for the Republicans in the House and Senate races for 2020 as well, because I think Trump is going to carry it pretty easy based on what I see now. Can that change? Yes, but I don't see it. I don't see any of these candidates going to be able to. Remember, they've got the cameras on them now, and if they can't even halfway convince people, if they can't draw crowds right now, what are they going to do against this amazing leader that we have that's able to draw thousands and hundreds of thousands of people just on a whim? We got this Joe Alexander guy who also backs the show. He does all his events, all of the events for the White House.
Right.
And he does these venues like Orlando and Springfield, Missouri, and everywhere else. And man alive, They can't find big enough places to put him because he's that big of a draw.
Right.
And when we saw him in 2013, we were in a side room at CPAC. That's Conservative Political Action Committee, right, honey?
Yes.
Yes, and was the room full? I think it was kind of full, but it was only 150, 200 people.
It was pretty full. I mean, it wasn't packed, but it was pretty full, yeah.
Wasn't that by invitation only, or what?
What's that?
Was that invitation only?
No.
Oh.
He just wasn't, people go in and out of this stuff, so... anyways, I've got a caller. I think I know who this is. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Joe, and I'm calling from Rolla.
All righty. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. Former St. Louis fishmonger, who with his wife Jane runs. What was I wrong? With his wife Jane runs the best baby saving operation in the world, and a man who maintains family relations with babies and parents after the births. Pregnancy Resource Center's chairman of the board, Joe Dalton. Hi, Joe. How are you? Oh, look at that. They love you here in Rolla. The Democratic Party may not like you, but they love you here in Rolla. How are you, my friend?
Wonderful. How are you?
Long time no see. When was it? Like Wednesday night or something like that?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, it's
actually last night we had an impromptu birthday party for the triplets. Rolla triplets. That's where we were at Lions Club Park. Having cake with them. So
now I know somebody that helps you out. A guy named Marvin Jett.
Marvin, yeah. Marvin volunteers at St. Raymond. He's a excellent, sweet man.
He was my son's father-in-law, Aaron, and his daughter Summer was his mother to two of my grandchildren.
Oh wow!
That's Ethan and Emma, and he and his wife Beth. We're still friendly. Everybody's still friendly in this family, I wish I could say that for all my ex-wives, but it just doesn't happen that way. I just have to watch and maintain the one I have now, don't I?
Boy, that was close.
Yeah, I know. All right, sometimes you got to know when to shut up and ask questions.
Under the table again?
Hey, I want you to listen. I want you to listen to this ad as soon as Stan gets it up, and I want you to comment on it. All right? Got it, Stan?
Yep.
Hit it.
America has consensus.
8 in 10 Americans agree.
Abortion should have real legal limits.
Even 6 out of 10 pro-choice Americans agree
that abortion should happen only during the first 3 months of pregnancy.
At most. That's consensus.
But it's not the law.
Why?
Pro-choice politicians.
Many of them want abortion legal, right up until birth.
Only about 1 out of 10 Americans support this extreme position.
And these pro-choice politicians listen to them, not us.
Not us.
Now they want us to pay for abortion.
Our tax dollars.
Almost 2/3 of us say no.
No way.
It's time for this extremism to end.
It's time for our voices to be heard.
It's time for politicians to stop working for the pro-abortion lobby and join the national consensus.
A message from March for Life Action.
What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't watch the presidential debates because I didn't have the stomach for it, but I did listen to the commercial online. I think it's awesome.
I'll ask you this question then, because I'm a little confused. Did you know that one of the, I think it was Castro, a guy named Castro, gets up there and says that we're forgetting about transvestites who from men become women. What about them getting pregnant and us paying for their abortions? And not one Democrat said a word. So I assume that a transite man can get pregnant. Is that right?
From my biology experience in high school and college, I don't remember anything like that.
So you were as bad in biology as I was, apparently.
No, I just.
Well, why would somebody say that? And why wouldn't there's 8 other people there? There's moderators who are supposed to know stuff from NBC. There's a whole audience out there, and they were applauding this. They didn't. There was not one objection. How does a man who is not going to have female parts in him. He might have a part removed, but how is that? How does he get pregnant?
Yeah, the only possibility is if he's one of those rare cases that they call it hermaphrodite, where they have both in the first place. So the reality is that the far left has just gotten more and more absurd over time, and really we're in a very amazing time for the pro-life movement and for the pro-choice movement, because we're hearing more and more than we have in a long time in the news about our cause. So it's actually a good thing for us.
Yeah, and talk about Missouri. Now, there's a rumor out that Missouri has no more abortions. Why don't you put that rumor out where you can? Yeah,
so it depends on how you define it, first of all. And first of all, you don't like this, but I'm really not a political person. I have to maintain a distance to politics because of my position here in the community. But the reality is the Planned Parenthood in St. Louis, their license expires at 5 p.m. today, unless they get another injunction and another extension, which I expect them to do. So, I mean, it's not hard to find a liberal judge. So that's where we're at, and that will, if that abortion clinic is closed, then there will be no abortions happening in Missouri. It doesn't mean that Missourians aren't going across the border to Illinois and to Kansas to have abortions.
So no legal abortions will take place in Missouri if they lose their license. And why would they be losing their license?
Many reasons. So one of the most frustrating things to me is they think they're above the law. But the health department has come in and failed them. They failed them a long time ago, like over a year, and they've had plenty of time to prepare for this, plenty of time to fix what was wrong, but they haven't.
Why not? They get plenty of money, don't they?
Yeah. They did the same thing in Colombia. For 3 years, they fought in Colombia to keep their abortion clinic open, and all we were trying to require them to do, not we, the state, was to have hallways that were wide enough to handle a gurney for an ambulance. Mm-hmm. So if there was a problem, somebody needed to call an ambulance for some reason for one of their patients, the gurney can make it through the door and make it through the hallway. That's all they were having to do. They fought it in court for 3 years. And
amazing. Hey, why do you say, Joe, I know you're not political, but why do you say the sky is falling on both sides of the abortion pro-life argument?
Well, it's a very interesting time. I mean, you have so we had the laws in New York and Vermont and Rhode Island and Illinois where they passed recently, and they gleefully celebrated these laws that allowed abortion through all 9 months of pregnancy, even after the mother was in labor.
Even after the baby is born.
Well, in Vermont they were shooting for that one. That didn't actually pass.
Oh, Virginia.
But all pro-life people, even people that were on the fence, were horrified.
Yeah,
absolutely horrified.
How do they have celebrations about this though? That's crazy.
Right, but likewise, Dave, as Missouri and Georgia and other states are passing laws to limit abortion, drastically limit, we're gleefully celebrating those as well. And the pro-choice side is having the same exact reaction we are.
Yeah, we're crazy because we want the baby to live, and they're mad that a baby gets to live. Okay, you tell me where that makes sense.
Right, but kind of, stepping back a little bit and peeling back the layers of the onion, what's really happening is these states are raising their hands saying, hey, if Roe versus Wade is overturned, we're going to be the best abortion place in the country. So you come to New York. Don't forget New York.
So they want that big abortion business, right? That's going to get them. That's going to get them ahead. They're going to have huge hotels and all sorts of things catering to abortion-minded women. Is that what it is?
Exactly. So you also have states like ours that are raising their hands, saying we're going to be a sanctuary for the unborn. But if you look at history, before Roe versus Wade, abortions were happening. Yeah. They were happening in New York. They were happening in Illinois. You could go to someplace to get them done.
Right, and there will always be someplace.
Right,
I believe, but you got to get it down to the very minimum that you can, as we both know, and and as you've done with Jane over the years. Please explain how Planned Parenthood is funded and where their political donations go.
Well, so again, I'm not a politician. I'm not politically minded, but in my view, most politicians, not all of them, people listening that happen to be politicians that love me, please, I'm not talking about you, but most of them care about three things: money, getting reelected, and money. That's all they care about. So for a Democratic person seeking office or reelection, Planned Parenthood is a perfect cash cow, because we are giving them $500 million a year in our tax dollars, and in turn, this organization is supporting these people that will seek to be elected as long as they stand true to their cause and say absurd things on the stage like they did last night.
So the Dem debate, like, a nightmare version of speed dating, just crazy stuff. And they're all trying to top each other in their quest to kill babies. Where are the pro-life Democrats at? Are there any? I mean, has the whole? I mean, there used to be a lot of pro-life Democrats, weren't there? Or at least pro-choice. Now they all seem to want to kill babies.
Yeah, it's just gotten more and more absurd, and I think they've I'm not going to try to explain where their head is, but I think they're trying to follow what the states are doing, just to be more and more absurd. And on the surface, it looks like they're just trying to go out of their way to tick off the other side as much as they possibly can, because the things they say are just jaw-dropping.
Hey, Joe, how do people get involved with Pregnancy Resource Center of Rolla?
So, they need to come visit for a tour. That's probably the most of our donors that support us on a regular basis have toured this facility, and that's the first thing I'd recommend, is that they just stop by or call me and ask for a tour. Number is 368-5700. We're in the building with Los Arcos, right next to Metro Business College.
So 72, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So please come visit us. But yeah, you can support us financially. SupportMyPRC.com is our website. You can go there and learn all about us, and certainly donate online. And you can volunteer. So that's another thing to do. And like you were talking about Marvin, he volunteers and helps us babysit. He mows the grass at the maternity home. There's tons of stuff that people can do to support us.
Just never ask Marvin to go to a bar in front of his wife. That's all I got to tell you.
Okay.
There's a story behind that, believe me. Hey, is it, and you were speaking of cows before, so this kind of inspired me. And I've got a question. Is it true that cows are only happy when they're full of bull? Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Dalton, calling all the way, from about 5 blocks from here. If that much. Thank you, Joe. Hi to Jane.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hi, Lisa. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. All right.
Oh,
I don't think he laughed at that. Was he laughing? I don't think so.
I
thought it was pretty funny, didn't it?
Well,
what are you looking at me and you're all red? Are you mad?
No, we discussed this joke earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you liked it then.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? Yeah, you can go either way, depending on what you think the public thinks.
Well, it was better than the one you told Laura Loomer.
Yeah.
Which one was that? I thought that was pretty funny.
No.
Everybody laughed at that.
Well, wasn't it President Trump that said that basically the new abortion ideas is execution?
Well,
I mean, he said that in an interview on Fox, I think.
Yeah, but
that's after the child's
if you're
born.
killing a baby after a failed abortion, like Melissa Oden is an abortion survivor,
right?
That is. And if you're focusing on a particular person, a race, for example, a religion, for example, like blacks or Jews or anyone else, then you're committing a genocide, and that's what's going on with Planned Parenthood.
That's right.
Where 85% or something like that of the Planned Parenthoods were put in black neighborhoods.
Right.
You got, and a lot of blacks are beginning to figure this out.
Yeah.
They have executed so many blacks, it's like a genocide.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, if they hadn't killed so many blacks, they'd be running the country easily right now.
They'd be a whole lot bigger percentage than they are now.
Sure.
It'd be like over 1/4%.
And so many blacks, they actually favor this. And it doesn't make sense because it's self-destruction.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think we need to take a break right now because we're getting behind. And in another 15 minutes, we get DeAnna Lorraine, all right, calling. And so Joe was the local guy.
He's a
good guy, real good. They're great people, okay?
Yeah.
They're deeply Christian people. And I'm lucky enough to be on the board of directors. I'm actually the vice president. And they asked me if I was on the committee, a personnel committee, and I said no. And then they looked at their record and they said, yes, you are. So we went to the meeting the other day. So, here I am. Anyways, call the show 573-364-4433. Make yourself eligible for a fabulous McDonald's gift card, $35, and a MAGA hat. Get it off your chest.
When it comes to making travel plans, Trips & More Travel Agency of Rolla has skilled agents to help you plan that perfect getaway. With over 27 years of combined experience, the agents are dedicated to providing you the highest quality of customer service, specializing in custom travel, family vacation, and destination weddings. Trips & More can make your vacation unique and fun. Stop in today at 116 West 8th Street in Rolla or call 341-3300. That's 341-3300.
For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse. Matt's Steakhouse has banquet facilities for all of your event needs, from small office parties to large wedding receptions and everything in between. Matt's Steakhouse, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, located on the Dillon Outer Road in Rolla, just east of exit 189. Call Matt's Steakhouse at 364-1220 to book your next event. For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated. When it comes to investing, here's something to think about. First, are you satisfied with results? Has your advisor taken the time to learn your investment objectives and devised a plan for achieving them? If you answered no to any of those questions, it's time to call St. Louis money manager Lindbergh Capital Management at 314-416-0055. You'll quickly see the difference. They take the time to get to know you, learn your goals, and what's appropriate for you. Call Lindbergh Capital Management today at 314-416-0055.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
Wow, Marianne, it's been another busy day here at Miller Glass.
Yes, it has, Kathy. Our auto glass guys have been rocking.
Yes, they have. Rock chips, windshield replacements, and regulators.
Yeah, and don't forget that we also do headlight restoration and side view mirror replacements.
Remember, there is no job too big or too small for the Miller Glass Auto team.
And we also have mobile service.
At Miller Glass, we install it all.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050. Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
On May 16, 2016, Mueller's interviewing to replace Comey.
isn't it true that you discussed with the president in the Oval Office with two witnesses there the reasons why the president fired James Comey? And if the answer is yes, we did discuss it, that means under the regulations, Mueller was required to disqualify himself and say, I can't take the job because he's a witness in his own case. You can't be a prosecutor and a chief witness simultaneously. So that's very important. But at the top of the list, as you saw, the most important thing is, how could you investigate Russian collusion and interference in the election without investigating how Hillary Clinton's campaign and the DNC paid for Russian disinformation and fed it to the media and the FBI to influence the election?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Mueller before. He is, I can't fathom him wanting to go in front of Congress with the Republicans being able to ask questions, because he's very vulnerable, in my opinion. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave, it's Jim from Raleigh.
I want you to know something, that when the phone rang, I said, that's Jim. And I didn't say it before any other phone call, and I didn't say it after, but I knew it was you. I don't know how that happened.
Right.
I am anticipating now.
I don't know.
I am anticipating certain callers. I don't know. I'm psychic. So what can I do for you today, my friend?
No, you were right the first time.
No. It was a faux pas right there. Faux pas, a little faux pas. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, don't get upset at me.
What are you laughing at?
I wanted
Why are you
to
laughing?
compliment you on the quote that you said a while ago. Why aren't all of these illegals and going to other countries? Very smart, very well put.
Thank you.
They're rushing to America.
Yeah, where else are they going?
And
what's better?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the Democrats act like this is a hellhole here. They're like, oh my God, it's so horrible. Why do people want to come here?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
We are so bad, aren't we? Yeah. Well,
you're bad.
Dave, is your wife there today?
Of course my wife is here. She doesn't let me out anywhere without coming with.
Come on.
Yeah.
With me.
No, I swear to God, when I get up to go to the bathroom, she says, where are you going? What are you doing? I mean, I actually literally am putting myself up to get into the bathroom, and she said, what are you doing? Where are you going? What the hell do you think I'm doing in the bathroom? Anyways, don't answer that.
Well, we better drop that one. But anyway.
True story, though.
Hey, buddy, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody that can work on pool tables? I got a little problem with my pool table.
What's wrong with your pool table?
I think it's got poison ivy. I keep scratching.
Oh my God! Well, that's how you know. That's how you know a golfer is good. He's a scratch golfer. There you go.
There you go. Hey, have a good one, Dave.
You know what? I knew. Listen to me. I knew a golfer that was.
I'm listening.
I knew a golfer that was so unlucky that when they went to bury him, he lipped out. Anyways, yes. How's Lisa? She doesn't even get that. Of course you don't get
fine.
it.
I'm just critiquing Dave's.
I know. She's making faces at me. That's one of my better jokes, too. I know it is.
I started laughing at
Fop. I liked it, Dave. I really
Thanks,
did.
Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, you can. I'll tell you what, why don't you take Lisa's place next
too.
week, for goodness sake.
I laugh at faux pas.
No,
that's not
faux
how you
pas. Sure it is.
It's faux pas, not faux pas.
Well, look, if you're from Chicago, it's a faux pas.
I'm not from Chicago.
Well, I know. That's why. You don't.
See you, Jim.
You speak Raleigh, I speak Chicago. Thanks, Jim. All right, we're going to be
Adolf.
Let's see, Adolf. Oh, hi, Adolf. This is. I didn't realize they had a second caller, but I do. Now I've got. Oh wow, I got callers all over the place. Hi there. Welcome to the show, Adolf. What can I do for you?
I didn't watch that show last night.
Yeah.
If I want to
listen, I do this.
If I want to watch comedy, I'll watch the Three Stooges instead of the 10 Stooges.
It wasn't funny. It was a tragedy. It's not something you. I wouldn't recommend it. Watching it, except that if you want to find out what the other side is like, and if you want to find out if they have any sense at all, and one guy showed a little sense, and that was Hickenlooper, when he says, "You guys got to stop talking about this socialist stuff because nobody's going to buy that." The only guy that made sense last night out of all nine of them.
They just turned into the loony left is all they did.
They're just loonier than hell. It's not just that, it's communism. You know, Bernie's he's quoting from Stalin, for God's sakes, in the 1936 Russian Constitution, USSR Constitution. They are just crazy.
The one thing I wanted to mention was, if you look at what they're saying, they create a problem. They said, we're going to have open borders, and all these people come roaring up here, and now they got a problem. They come up with a bill, $4.6 billion, and throw money at it. And you know what's going to happen? All them illegals are going to be washed out into the country, and they're going to vote. And guess who they vote for?
Oh, yeah. Well, who? I mean, who knows? I mean, if they have... you're talking about if they get in the country or don't get in the country?
Well, the ones that get in the country, they're just going to get turned loose.
Well, yeah, and that'll work for a while, but now you got all these Mexicans. You know, Trump got a huge percentage of the Latino vote unexpectedly in 2016. 35-36% when the Dems were counting on him getting about 5%. And suddenly the Latinos who are already here decided we had enough of these immigrants coming in stealing our jobs. Can you believe that?
Eventually they come around.
Yeah.
But if enough of them are here and the Democrats get elected, oh boy.
Oh, you got that. All right, my friend. Listen, I got another caller, and I got a hard interview coming on at 11. So, hi to your lovely wife.
I got to go to Rolla and drop something off, so we'll probably see you at the store.
Okay, fine. Wave at me, just don't run me over.
I won't.
Use all your fingers like you usually do.
Thanks,
all right, thank
there you go.
Thanks, Adolph. Appreciate it. All right, we have another caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Name's Andy, and actually I'm driving back home from Rolla back to Houston.
Oh, hi, Andy. How you doing? What can I do for you?
Well, I'm for the life of me trying to figure out when are the Democrats that are going to be all anti-gun, when are they going to learn something about guns?
Never. Why should they need to learn anything about guns? They don't know what they don't know what an army rifle is. They don't know the difference between guns. They just know they want them, and they want all of them. And they say they're going to buy them. Well, that's malarkey. They're gonna eventually confiscate them. That's what they want. So,
but it just killed me the last couple nights, and I forced myself to watch the idiocy.
Well, good for you. You know, I get paid to do it. You did it voluntarily. You deserve more credit than I do.
I want to know how crazy they are. And yeah, they're absolutely gone. Yeah. They're off the deep end.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, and I kind of expected the two former military people to at least have some common sense that assault is an action, not a weapon.
Right.
Yeah. And they're
very good comment there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They just. But no, they're weapons of war. Well, if they're so bad and so evil and so terrible, why can't you use them to hunt deer legally?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
I mean, they're not powerful enough to kill a deer, but they're the worst thing ever created, and somebody wants to confiscate them?
Well, now, you know what the biggest problem in London is, don't you?
Oh, yeah. It's knives.
Yeah, knives. Right, exactly, because they banned all the guns. So now people are, a lot of it is jihadi, not all of it, but a lot of the murders in London are knives now. So the mayor is banning knives. I wonder if people are going to start forking themselves to death if they're going to ban forks.
Well, they've actually started taking away scissors with pointed ends.
No kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The schools, they had a school a school collection recently in England. I've got a couple of friends who live over there.
No kidding.
And
no kidding.
I actually had a buddy that I bought him a set of kitchen knives for his wife. He paid me to buy him a set and ship them to him because they couldn't buy them legally in their own country.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, my friend.
We're talking just a kitchen knife.
Andy, I got another caller and I got an interview in 1 minute.
Thanks for calling.
It's a hard call. Thanks a lot. Call me again sometime, will you?
Will do, sir.
If you don't, I'm going to come find you. All right. Thanks a lot, buddy. All right. That's Andy. I don't even know the guy. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chester from north of Doolittle.
Okay. I've got 1 minute, Chester, till DeAnna calls. But if you get cut off, sometimes she's late, but if you get cut off, call me back. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to one thing about all of this, that everything that's going on with the Democrat side, that people have to understand. The whole point of this of communism, the way they take over, is they destroy the existing system, crash it, and then try to claim that they're going to restore everything out of the ashes.
Yeah.
And that's how you get centralized totalitarian power.
But how do you sell the stuff originally? This country's not in distress. This country's in good shape. How do you do that?
Let me explain.
When the country's in good shape?
You do this over 60 years. When the health management organizations started under Ted Kennedy pushing the legislation, it was to streamline through efficiency and drop the cost.
Mm-hmm.
The legislation was barely signed, and all of a sudden Ted Kennedy was 100% opposed to it because you lost the choice of your personal doctor. You had to go with the network. That was unacceptable. So all of a sudden, everything that was done had to be undone, and now we had all the rules of HMOs, but at the same time you still had open choice, which drove the prices up, which meant everything had to be subsidized. Obamacare did exactly the same thing on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
It promised the world with no possible way that insurance companies could pay for it.
And it was done. And your point is, it was done intentionally to break the system,
yes,
so that the government could even get more power.
To go to centralized government, single-payer system, which means everything's broken. You go to the doctor, you wait in line, and the government will decide whether or not it's going to take you and whether it's going to pay you. College tuition, exactly the same thing. College tuition is too expensive. Does the government do anything about making them lower their prices, paying the professors less? No. The government instead initiates where they will loan you the money. Everybody thinks, yay, now I can get a $300,000 loan that nobody would give me before.
Right.
Of course, you owe that money. You can't even discharge it through bankruptcy. You are a you are a victim of.
Well, yeah, and you owe the government, and you have to do what they want
forever.
And then this
now take all of those things, add illegal immigration. You're going to apply all of these promised services to all these illegal immigrants. You're going to bankrupt all the social and health services of every city and state that has it. You will bankrupt them to the point where they're all going to have to turn to federal government for a crisis intervention to save everything by a federal bailout. It's totally impossible, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because they will collapse the system, and that's all they're after.
But most Americans know that this stuff they're talking about is going to collapse not all, but I mean, there's maybe 25, 30 million that don't. But most of them
in California and Oregon.
Well, yeah, but not the rest of the rest of the country did not vote for it, and quite frankly,
they're voting for
everybody's leaving California. Everybody's leaving Illinois. They got to widen the highways out of town.
But that's why there's
all right, listen, I got my
illegals coming in.
Chester, if you want to call back, go ahead. But I got
all
right,
done.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Good call. All right, hi there, and welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I think I know who this is. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I am DeAnna Lorraine, calling from Washington D.C.
I know you, don't I? We're gonna play your song first, and then we're going to introduce you. Okay?
Okay.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find. Catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book
and make me a perfect match.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring the veil. You bring the groom, slender and pale. Bring me a ring, for I'm longing to be the envy of all I see. Or Papa, make him a scholar. Or Mama, make him rich as a king. For me, well, I wouldn't holler if he was as handsome as everything. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This woman is passionate about making love great again. She's an author, star of 2 TV shows, and running against Nancy Pelosi in the 2020 election. The matchmakers of the Dave Weinbaum Show, DeAnna, Lorraine. There you go.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
Hey guys.
If we can get you out there on this show, you're gonna get popular real quick, and you're gonna get rid of that nasty Pelosi. Nasty Pelosi instead of Nancy Pelosi, you call her Nasty Pelosi.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That's good.
Okay, you can take that one from me. We got other stuff that. What do we want to get her for? What else do we want to give her, Stan? DeAnna, Lorraine. I know we were mentioning about something. You ought to get that to DeAnna.
Oh,
all right. Well, think about it. Maybe you'll
remember.
Hey, how much of a yawner was the Democratic debates? Did you actually watch those?
I could barely watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Unwatchable.
So you felt obligated to watch it, though, right?
I did because I wanted to for entertainment purposes. But I was at the Trump Hotel last night trying to watch it, and at the Trump Hotel in D.C., they only have the subtitles, but they don't turn the volume up, so it's very frustrating. And I can only watch as much of it as I could from my phone. But it was definitely entertaining, but in a way, because it was so sad to see how low they go. And that 25 of them all agree on basically a couple of fundamental things, which is, prioritizing illegal aliens over American citizens, and that the least of their concerns seems to be American citizens. But they're fighting over which ways to best bring America down, it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see that. I mean, people are saying, well, yeah, but look, they're going to get all these illegal aliens, and they're all going to vote for them. I don't think there are enough illegal aliens to vote for them. And quite frankly, the aliens that are here don't want illegal aliens taking their jobs.
Exactly.
So I don't see. I think it's a losing proposition. I didn't see only one guy out there, Hickenlooper, had the smarts to say, you guys are talking about a loser situation when you start saying you're running a socialist. If we run a socialist, we lose. I mean, that's the smartest thing I heard all night in both debates. Yeah.
It was that Pelosi intro talking about how they lie about everything.
Oh, yeah. Let's play that again we're going to play this again for you. I don't know, I might have done this before, but you know what? If you have any commercials that you're going to be doing, you got to have this, okay? Hit it.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
No,
did you catch that?
It's
what
not
she says
over.
Is you start out with something that's a lie.
Sorry.
And you throw it out there, and then the press picks up on it, and they write stories about it, and you say, see, it's written in the press, so it must be true. This is exactly what they did with Trump. They demonized him. It was all fake about the Russia collusion. This is what they did with Kavanaugh. It was all fake about these women coming and saying that he did these things.
All right, we're back on the show, and sorry about that little interruption, a little faux pas.
Well, I was just talking about the first part of that.
No, well, I wasn't, okay? So then you can tell me you had just the first part, and then I could say, no, I want to hear the whole thing.
Okay.
Anyways, that could be something you might want to use, because here's this woman, the third from the president, telling everybody how to lie, telling what she does. She's lying. Telling him, and the way you do the lies, you smear somebody, and then you have a news outlet write a news story about it, and then you can point to the news story, and that legitimizes your smear of somebody, your destruction of somebody's life, basically. You tell me if that isn't going to be a powerful, and it's her own voice. It's her.
Well, there's an actual, not only her voice, but I have that actual video of her saying this exact thing.
Oh, do you? All right.
Oh, her actual video. So she can't deny it or say it was altered or anything. And, the funny thing is I've played this video many, many times, and I don't know if the Democrats even care that she's admitting fully that she lies to bring other people down.
Yeah.
To create a false narrative. But
there's some way you should be able to use this in some kind of a campaign to where you're showing about people who are hurt by this. The Democrats like victims. So somehow you should show them the victims, and maybe you can get a few. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're probably not going to get a lot of Democrats, but you need to go after them.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of them out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough about Nancy. Did you call the rabbi?
No, I'm calling him this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, you know what time it is in Israel? I keep going over this with you. It's going to be the Sabbath. I'll tell you when you can call.
Tomorrow morning.
No.
Or Sunday.
Tomorrow after, let's say, 12 noon, you could probably call them, because it'll be 8 hours later. There will be 8 o'clock Saturday night, and it's the Sabbath will be over. And you call them anytime Sunday and the rest of the week. It's important, okay?
Yeah.
Don't make me come out there, DeAnna, Lorraine.
I will make you come out here.
Hey, tell us about your wall rally.
Well, that was really a fantastic opportunity. I got the opportunity to go out to El Paso to actually visit the wall, the newly installed wall that was installed by We Build the Wall Corporation, who has raised over $23 million to build the wall and just take matters into their own hands and build the wall that Trump has promised. So they built almost a mile of the wall, and it took less than 10 days to build.
Wow.
They put it up over Memorial Day weekend. And it is in one of the most highly trafficked, dangerous stretches of land between Mexico and America. And it's completely shut down. The violence, the trafficking, the sex trafficking, the drugs. It's amazing. Just
wait a minute, that can't be. You know walls don't work.
Yeah.
There's no such thing, is there?
Nobody's going over this wall. It's 30 feet high,
Yeah.
has sensors on it, has cameras, drones that go above to look at the activity. It shut down 19 different drug trafficking trails. I mean, this wall, it was a fantastic experience. So we were doing a wall-a-thon Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with Steve Bannon and Sheriff David Clark and a bunch of other great conservatives, broadcasting live from this wall for 3 days and raising money for the next section of wall to be installed. And it was just, you can't get more American than being right there, at this wall, hanging out with Border Patrol, hearing their stories of them and locals and angel families who have lost their children to traffickers and to the cartels, and knowing just how absolutely real this humanitarian crisis is.
Sure.
For both Americans and Mexicans. I mean, the things that they do to these kids when they're crossing the border is just abominable.
Yep.
So it was an amazing experience. It is great to have patriots just take matters into their own hands and say, screw the government. They're not letting us build the wall, so we're going to raise the money and do it ourselves.
Hey,
under budget, under time, and under budget.
On another subject, Julian Castro says transvestites have a right to abortion, and everybody applauded, and everybody on stage. Now, he's running for president. He was in the debate. And a transvestite. Now, what is a transvestite? That's somebody who changes from a man to a woman, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So I want to make sure. I wasn't very good in biology, so I want to make sure I know that. So, but Julian Castro, who's a very intelligent guy, I think he's a lawyer and all that stuff, he's claiming a transvestite has a right to abortion along with any other woman. Now, how does that happen? How does a man get pregnant?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, why did you got eight other liberals applauding that statement? You got the whole audience there. You've got the whole staff of NBC brilliant broadcasters and journalists up there, and nobody says a peep about that. I don't understand. That's the biggest mystery of the whole debate, and it sort of symbolizes it, that they're saying so many stupid things and nobody's challenging it. You know?
Of course not. And he did it, of course he did. He added the trans part in there just to get the applause and just to score political points with the trans community. And it's sad that you have to think that low to pander to the trans base and the LGBT.
What are they, less than 1% of the community? I mean, okay, so you're going to pander to 1%? Not that they shouldn't be talked to with respect or anything, but if you're going to say something about them, why don't you say something that's true? Is my point.
Exactly.
We don't need to be eviscerating these people because they decided to do that. All right.
Yeah.
So AOC was caught at the border, allegedly sobbing, almost falling over. She was photographed crying in a fit at a fence, and they found out it was a fraud. It was a setup, and there were no kids behind the fence. There was nobody behind the fence.
Boy.
What do you think?
Nobody. It was just a fence. There was a parking lot.
Well, there was an interview where they were asking her to spell orange, and she asked if it was the color or the fruit. Never mind. Sorry. I had to throw that in.
Do you know a gal named Madison? Did you ever run into her on your stints at MSNBC and CNN? Madison, Italian name Galati or something like that? Yeah, you should recognize it. She's Italian. Do you know her?
Yeah, Gisoto?
Yeah, that's her. Why don't you convince her to run for AOC's seat? That way both of you could be in at the same time. She'd be great, too. She's a lawyer. She's smart. She's horrible to look at. No, she's nice looking. I had to put that in her because of my wife.
Well, she's conservative, so she has a brain.
And she's conservative, and she's, like I say, she's smart like you, DeAnna. Maybe not as smart as you, but hello. You guys together would rock in the House. And there's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, right. So tell me where people can find you, other than DaveWeinbaum.net.
Other than DaveWeinbaum.net, they can find me. Definitely add me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, DeAnna T. Lorraine, because that's where all my action is. I post and tweet a lot. To see my platform and issues that I'll be fighting for, you can go to DeAnnaForCongress.com. And if they want to get my best-selling book that Dave loves and reads every single night...
Oh, my God, it's like the Bible.
Yes. So you could go to Amazon and get my book, Making Love Great Again.
You know, DeAnna, I'm so glad I'm married.
Yeah.
I was so lonely, I used to go to the airports just for the strip search. Ladies and gentlemen, DeAnna Lorraine. What are you slapping? What are you looking at me like that for? It's a joke. Get over it. You want me to say girlfriend?
Distasteful.
You used to get mad when I said girlfriend. Now that I'm married, I'm recognizing my marriage. I'm honoring you as being somebody that's helped me from my loneliness. Anyways,
thank you.
You didn't need to hear that. I'm sorry, DeAnna. Anyways, you have a great weekend and keep plugging away, girl. All right, get a hold of the rabbi, will you? All right. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That's DeAnna, and I think we're going to need a break right now. You want to call the show? We'll squeeze you in somewhere. You know that. Call 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
When it comes to investing, here's something to think about. First, are you satisfied with results? Has your advisor taken the time to learn your investment objectives and devised a plan for achieving them? If you answered no to any of those questions, it's time to call St. Louis money manager Lindbergh Capital Management at 314-416-0000. 414-445-0055. You'll quickly see the difference. They take the time to get to know you, learn your goals, and what's appropriate for you. Call Lindbergh Capital Management today at 314-416-0055.
Al West Collision Center in Rolla is looking for experienced technicians to work in the Rolla locations. 2 years experience is required. Al West offers a competitive benefits package and compensation program. Al West Collision has been voted #1 collision center in the area. Are you motivated and ready to move up in the world? Send your resume to admin@alwestcollision.com or drop by 713 Houston Road in Rolla. For more information, call 573-364-8999. Al West Collision is an equal opportunity employer.
The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Silverados have arrived at Fairground Auto Plaza. Get 0% APR for 72 months or $9,015 in total value on the all-new 2019 Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71 for well-qualified buyers with GM financing. Check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within 1 hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett, broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Well, the irony is that all the questions the Democrats want to ask him, he's not entitled to answer. He can't answer any questions involving the investigation of President Trump or his campaign, because that was the essence of the report. They decided there was no case for prosecution, and Justice Department regulations and traditions say that's it. You've decided not to prosecute. Don't do it, Comey did. Don't talk about what might have been. Don't say that she was sloppy with her use of the emails, and don't say that President Trump might have A, B, C, D. You've already said it. But the irony is the questions the Republicans want to ask about all the issues that you and Greg have mentioned are completely appropriate because they're not in the report. And they're entitled to ask him, why isn't it in the report? Why did you pick these people to be in the investigation? What about the Pfizer? What about the Steele dossier?
You see what trouble could be there for Mueller. See that trouble there? I mean, that was Alan Dershowitz, in case you didn't know. And he is a lifetime member of the Democratic Party. He's an older guy. He's a Harvard lawyer. He's one of the best-known lawyers in the world. And he's now, CNN didn't want him. Why? Because he's speaking the truth. Yeah. He's a liberal lawyer, but he's not stupid. He doesn't have to portray himself like these idiot candidates out there and jump on socialism. Why he's still a Democrat is beyond me. If I talk to him, I think I could convince him that he ought to not be a Democrat, even if he doesn't become a Republican. I have troubles with some of the Republicans too. But become an independent, for goodness sakes. Why would you label yourself with an organization that that hates Israel and hates Jews? You're a Jew. You're an Israeli supporter. Why would you do that? That's nuts. All right, so let me. We got Dr. Amy coming up. I want to quickly thank all the people that back this show, but I can't, so I'm only going to do a small margin of them. Leary Gary out there in Texas. Latina Fire.
Latina on Fire.
Latina on Fire. I can't read my writing. Latina on Fire. Liz Cabrera.
In Miami.
And we got Irish Eileen out of Chicago. Shana listening from Israel. Bama Perry from, well, probably Bama. Eve's drop in. Let's see, Wyatt. Cutie Pie. Tim, Mindy. Sadie, Norm. I think Sadie's also from Israel. Norm. Joe Alexander, Trump's guy. Mary, Ron, Nana, Tracy, J-Wall, Bill, Gino, Karen, Ken, Terry, Andy. I wonder if that was the Andy that called. Brian, Bev. I can't read it.
Bridget from Maine.
Bridget. Well, no, she's not pushing the show. These are just people pushing the show.
Okay.
I mean, I thank her. I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, JJ, Kathy, and Jean. Okay, that should cover it.
You got your brother Marty listening from Athens, Georgia online.
Well, hi, Marty. How you doing?
Yeah. So that's coming in good there.
That's great. Okay, hey, and by the way, I also want to wish happy birthday to Sarah and Ethan Weinbaum and Jim Maxwell. That's Pat's worst half. And Pastor Pat, official pastor to the Dave Weinbaum Show. And I want to welcome new sponsors, Daniel's Climate Control and Taylor Chrysler.
That's right.
So how cool is that? All right, so we're going to be right back. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. All right, she's always a great interview, and you're going to learn a lot, I promise you. Call the show, 573-364-4433, and get it off your chest.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control. Community born, community raised, community serving.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
Who let the dogs out? Shadowwood Pet Resort. But Ralphie tells me only on their supervised nature trails, and it's back to their warm and comfy condos with food, water, and treats for any length stay. And they separate dogs by size. Now a condo for cats in a different room. Great assortment of food, toys, collars, and bowls. Tell them Ralphie sent you and get a free treat. 368-4866. That's 573-368-4866. 11420 Cedar Grove, where your pets might be having a better time than you.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart. on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
Wow, Marianne, it's been another busy day here at Miller Glass.
Yes, it has, Kathy. Our auto glass guys have been rocking.
Yes, they have. Rock chips, windshield replacements, and regulators.
Yeah, and don't forget that we also do headlight restoration and side view mirror replacements.
Remember, there is no job too big or too small for the Miller Glass Auto team.
And we also have mobile service.
At Miller Glass, we install it all.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
You can't have prosecutors going in front of Congress and explaining why they didn't prosecute the average American. If you have the average American businessman, there's an investigation and he's not prosecuted, Congress now is trying to establish a precedent whereby they can call any prosecutor and say, oh, you didn't charge him, why not? What about this evidence? Tell us about the other evidence. That undercuts the presumption of innocence, it undercuts the traditions of the Justice Department, and it undercuts the rule of law. Today it's the Republicans that are the victims, tomorrow it's the Democrats, the day after tomorrow it's you and me. Any American can be subject to this if the Democrats establish a precedent allowing a prosecutor to testify about why he didn't charge somebody with a crime.
You know, listen, if you need a lawyer, I think that's the one to get, except for the husband of my next guest, Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. Dr. Amy, are you there?
I am.
Did I tell a lie just now? You better say yes. You better say no. I mean, wait a minute. All right, listen to me. We're gonna play your song, then I'm going to introduce you properly, and we'll go on with the interview. How's that?
Sounds great.
Good. Hit it.
Now, if you feel that you can't go on, because all of your hope is gone, and your life is filled with much confusion, until happiness is just an illusion, and your world around is crumbling down, darling, reach out. Come on, girl, reach out for me. Reach out for me.
I'll be there. Come on, Dr. Amy, sing along. There you go.
I'll be there with the love that will see you through.
Oh, God,
She's awesome.
I wanted you to sing again. That's cute. That's great. All right. Well, let me introduce you. Author, pacer, bad boss expert, mom and wife, and she's an MA denier. That's martial arts denier. She doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to know. She has no use for martial arts. She's a mirror aficionado. She's a motivational speaker and the shrink to the Dave Weinbaum Show. God knows we need her. Yep. Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. Boy, they're coming down from Iowa to listen to this. Thank you all. All right, you can sit down now, okay? Hey, Dr. Amy, how do you deal with a sabotaging colleague?
Gosh, this has been something that has been blowing up the LinkedIn world recently. They asked me to talk about how to deal with this, and so many people are getting in on this conversation, and it's amazing. I think that too many of us deal with someone who we might place as a sabotaging type colleague, someone who's just annoying and frustrating, and we put that emotion into telling our friends, our loved ones, our coworkers about this particular individual, and it can really impact our work. So first thing, we just need to reduce and minimize really any in-person or phone or email type dialogue that we don't need to have with or about that individual. So that's just try to separate yourself as best as you can. And then it's important to create that paper trail, and we've spoken about that in prior shows, where if you're having a dialogue, whether it be in person or by email, that you have an electronic copy of that interaction. So if you deal with someone who might throw you under the bus, make sure that you send an email saying, I know we just spoke about this, and this is how we're going to proceed, or thanks for following my idea here. And then make sure you copy your boss or someone else who can vouch for you if need be, if that person's going to cause trouble.
Well, sometimes these people are hard to detect. Is this sort of like having a frenemy? In other words, they're really people that sometimes they can be really friendly with you, but they're really trying to stick it to you behind your back.
Well, they are, and people exist like that. I really have I'm of the mindset and have that philosophy that we have to look for the good in people whenever possible. So it could be that this individual might have a number of insecurities, or feel that, you are better at a particular job or task than he, therefore that person might act in a certain way. And so if we're able to take the high road and just try not to take things personally, but still protect ourselves, without sounding like a complainer, and that seems like a lot to put into one box, but, if you can't deal with this person, or you think that this person may be doing something inappropriate, then cover your own tail. Keep track of emails. You can even ask, do you mind if we record this phone call? That's a very common practice, as long as you get permission. These things are done all the time to ensure quality and customer service standards are upheld when you call a company. So similarly, that can be done even with coworkers if needed. That one tactic can help to reduce negative behavior, because the person knows that they're being recorded. Then all of a sudden they are on their best behavior, and you don't have to deal with the negativity. And if there is something that goes awry, you have proof.
Well, there are obvious enemies, and there are enemies that you think are really good friends that would never do that to you. Now, I've had that happen in my life, and some are in denial, and others have admitted it to me and apologized. Those who have admitted and apologized, I'm still very friendly with, but I'm a little on guard with them too. Okay.
Well, I actually think we all have our own approaches, but I like to always say, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt until you prove me wrong, or you give me reason to want to put my guard up. But once my guard is up, then there's a whole different relationship. The boundaries are set, and I'm not going to let that happen again. It happens once, it's a mistake, and if it happens again, I have to then realize that I've played a bigger role in that issue.
Well, if it goes any further, you're going to have to go back and do some MA training. That's all there is to it. Come on, girl. You got to learn how to protect yourself. Now, your husband is I guess you depend on Elad for that. He's a big, strong guy, right?
I do. He's a big, strong guy. And, I really would do anything for, like couples night out type of thing. That was literally probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had. And I had to go, we were supposed to go for a 6-week class. I think it was every Sunday morning for 6 weeks. And I bowed out after a certain amount.
So did you have to go to, did you have to get therapy?
With a pretend gun.
Did you have to get, it was a pretend gun though. Did you have to go?
I had a big wallop on my face for a very long while.
Did you get therapy for this?
I did not get therapy.
Sounds like you needed it.
Yeah, no. But we definitely had some nice, like romantic dinner type of thing in response. Because I'm very happy to, to go to a painting class.
So this was punishment for Elad for taking you there. Is that correct?
It is not a punishment per se, but I just was not. I mean, I could not go again. Imagine, okay, I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
I walk into this martial arts type place, and really with the intent of learning something good, and I'm ready with my athletic gear on and all. And this large, probably 6'2" person came up from behind me. I was completely caught off guard and literally physically picked me up.
Yeah.
Like my feet were dangling, and he said, "Okay, what are you going to do?" So what do you want me to do? I mean, I'm like, this man is so much bigger than me, and that only put even more fear to say, gosh, no matter how many hayas I do, I'm not going to be able to get out of that particular situation. And so they were trying to, really instill fear, and it did. And I just, not a great experience. But I am a fan of it. I think it's first of all, very important. I think that, especially for those who like it and want to do it, but I think that it's just not for me.
You got to learn a minimum of what maybe to do. Obviously, you're going to run
I would know what
like
to do
crazy.
Instinctively.
Yeah, okay.
No, but you can't run. That's what I'm saying. My feet were in the air.
I know that. But you got to get out first. Hey, I'm only 5'4", so I mean, come on.
But I literally.
Oh, wait a minute. My wife still believes I'm 5'9".
Oh man! But I did. I said, "May I kick you?" And he said yes, and I kicked the man, and I got out. But I didn't want to do that to him. I mean, it was practice. But I know. Well,
you're not going to ask a guy who actually does that to you. May I kick you, please?
May I please kick you?
I don't think that works.
Not polite. Oh man, I actually teach my kids if they're ever in a situation where a stranger comes up to them to scream at the top of their lungs, "That's not my mom," or "That's not my dad," because if you just scream, then parents and kids scream all the time.
Well, do both and kick them. Come on.
Right. Hey, so I would just say, "That's not my husband," and I'd kick him.
Dr. Amy, who said in tough times we can choose to lose our cool or tackle difficult situations with grace? Who said that?
That's me. I said that.
Wait a minute. I thought that was your father.
Really? I mean, I don't know.
That's the way.
My father definitely taught me that lesson.
Well, okay.
My father definitely taught me that lesson.
All right, well, good. Your father taught you a lesson. We'll go with that.
Yeah, he was a refined gentleman. He was a Navy man, but he definitely always had a certain amount of grace and poise.
And I agree with that.
Cool.
I agree with that. You try to keep your cool, but sometimes losing your cool is a viable choice if grace won't work.
Huh. Yeah, I could see that too. I think it really does depend, but then you end up apologizing, especially if you're losing your cool to someone.
I don't think so. I think you set the. I mean, if somebody is being difficult with you and really nasty, sometimes it's good enough to know that you can be just as crazy as they are, but you really want to do it in such a way that you still maintain some coolness and look for a solution and try to get that person to agree to a solution. I have these confrontations all the time, quite frankly.
I think that sometimes you have to even, say, raise your voice in order to get your point across or in order to wake someone up. But, I mean, my approach is not to do that unless really necessary, definitely not in the workplace. But with personal relationships, like, say, my kids, they know that if I have some type of a yell come out of my mouth, that's a really bad thing. First, they laugh, but they don't. They know that they're in trouble because I really don't yell so much. My son, Michael, who's 14, is great at impersonations, and all he does is make fun of the way that I say,
"Why, that's terrible, now, making fun of somebody, honey.
Please, time to go."
You hear that?
I just say it over and over again.
Making fun of somebody, don't you think that's terrible, honey?
I do. That's why I never do it.
Yeah, but I do it.
I love it. I think it's so fun.
See that I do that to her all the time.
Oh my God. It's great.
Drives her
the biggest
crazier.
Endearment.
Crazier.
Love it.
Hey, another one of these. Wait a minute. How do you challenge employees without hurting their spirit?
Well, a good challenge is super important. We can't be stagnant. In order to move forward, we have to stress ourselves. We have to put a certain element of, creative pressure. If you're training for a marathon, you have to push a little bit harder in order to see the end goal. So when you make it almost like if we think of Pavlov's dogs, where you do this, you get a treat.
Yeah.
If you inspire someone with whatever it is that motivates them, recognizing that our employees are driven by different things. Some may want an internal type reward, like feeling good about themselves and knowing that they've achieved something that they might not have done otherwise. Others may want to have a bonus, a raise, a day off. And so when you recognize what it is that they need, then you can cater your delivery of your message in that way and help them. And you can even ask them, what is it that you need in order to get that fire ignited, or switch gears here. And if it's something that no one wants to do, own up to that too. Hey, sometimes we got to do stuff we don't like, but we're going to go in this direction because the big boss said, or because it's right for our company, or this is what's trending, or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, everything that's motivated me in my life, generally, if I look back on it, and I'm getting old, so I think of what people have said to me, or how they, how they treated me. Not so much the monetary award or, whatever, but when somebody is complimentary to me, for example, if I win a trophy at football, which I didn't expect, and I did, that to me is, that's for the most of my life has gotten me most of the things that I tried to get. And I look back on that as something that turned my whole life around, basically.
And it propelled you forward or propelled you in a different direction.
It was a little tiny thing. It was a little tiny trophy they gave me at the senior football banquet, and I was really happy with it. Okay, so parenting. We're going to do this quick. I might take this up with you next week. Parenting.
Oh, sure.
Helicopter, tiger, or benign neglect parenting style. What's your recommendation?
I think that we have to know the way that we are personally and what we need and where our inner critics are. Sometimes, we are going to be the harshest on ourselves with regard to the way that we parent. But the one thing I definitely suggest avoiding is trying to be your children's friend. Until they are grown up, you are the boss, you are the parent, and you make the rules. And too often I hear that parents are their friends, and my best friend is going away to sleepaway camp. Well, no, you're, that it can't be that way, because when it is, then the children lose complete respect. And so they need to understand that while you love them, you're going to ask them to do things because you are.
I think a little bit of helicopter when they're very young, but benign neglect, benign parenting means that you're sort of forcing them to do stuff and get consequences one way or the other without you doing it for them. Teaching them, for example, if they have a problem with the teacher, instead of going into the teacher and just saying, why are you treating my son this way or my daughter, get them to go and talk to the teacher and give them advice on what to say.
No, I think it depends on the age, and I think it really, again, it depends on the age of the child, and it depends on the ultimate goal. I mean, if they're learning a tactic and it's in a safe environment, then that's great. But something where you need to protect your own child and be the biggest advocate or cheerleader for your child, then that should stand, the test of time. I mean, young or old. I would never have my kid go speak to a teacher like that, unless that was the standard in the school, and maybe initially fend for yourself, or initially say, hey, could you explain this? But no, goodness,
here's my thoughts on that, and I tell this to people who have kids working for me, and I say, look, why don't you tell them to try to work it out with me instead of doing it for them? Because they're going to have to do it anyways. When they get out of the house, they're going to get a job. They're not going to call you to go talk to the boss. You got to teach them how to do that.
Well, sure. Again, it would depend on the issue.
That's my point on that. Okay.
Yeah, I think in that case it could depend on the issue. If it's something where they can learn how to negotiate, or obviously that's how we. Yeah, that's when we give them the tools, and they can fall when they're young. Right. And we can teach them.
Hey,
and then,
Dr. Amy, sorry to cut you off, but I got to get going. Other than DW.net, where can people find you?
My book, Working with Difficult People, is sold anywhere books are sold. It's also on Audible and ebook format. My website's Cooper Strategic Group and amycooperhakim.com. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is at Amy Cooper Hakim.
Hey, Dr. Amy, I ate at a restaurant in Prague, but I couldn't afford the check. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. Hi to Elad and the kids. Shabbat shalom, my friend.
Shabbat shalom. Nice chatting.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we have another caller. Honey, you want to get the gifts? I mean, the card. It's almost time, so you got to get those together, okay?
Oh, yeah. I'll get right on that.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Sorry you had to wait. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bridget, it's you.
Who's that?
Bridget called. I guess she must have hung up.
Okay. Oh, well.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's try that. Here you go. Bridget,
hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Bridget again. I have to talk about this one.
Okay, you got to be quick, though. I got tons of stuff to do.
Yeah, I know, but this is very important.
Okay.
And some for your listeners, too.
All right.
When I used to work,
I
used to go to the boss and tell him I had to call HR. So he called before me to clean his ass before I could say something. For anybody who is listening, don't ever go to your boss. Go straight to HR.
Okay.
Well, that's in a company big enough to have.
So as a
HR.
boss, now why can't they talk to me? Why can't somebody?
They could. Well, I don't know. I have never dealt with you as a boss, but I had.
Oh,
a boss.
you just love it.
No,
you right, honey?
No, let me finish.
No.
I had.
Yes.
When I worked.
Yeah.
They had, where different companies come to the store.
Yeah.
And they try to sell their stuff.
Yeah.
They blocked every single door. I felt like a caged animal in that store. I couldn't go alone to the bathroom or to the lunchroom, accused of stealing.
Oh.
That was, and I disagree with your one who talked before, the one you just had an interview with.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you, I bit my teeth. I had 2 nervous breakdowns in that same store.
Yeah.
And then I get laughed in my face and get kicked in the ass, and I worked my all.
Well, what does that have to do with my
No, I'm just
interview?
saying.
Yeah.
But with the lady who was talking there before,
Yeah.
I do not agree with everything she says.
Well, neither do I. But she's interesting.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's just some work. I know you are a good boss because I have heard a lot about you from people who
Just don't talk to my wife, okay, Bridget?
I know your wife worked for you too.
Yes.
But I know for a fact a lot of people have said good things about you. But I had a boss, he was a bastard.
All right. Well, there are bastards out there. I've worked for guys too, okay?
I had one too.
And some of them were jerks.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, what are you going to say,
if
honey?
you
Shut
go-
her mic off. This is not
If you
right.
get treated like an animal in a store,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
That's not.
No, I agree. I agree. All right,
Bye.
Bridget, thank you very much. Listen up for the eventual winner of this, if you can get the hat and put the things in there. And we're going to take our final break. Don't we have a final break, Stan?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you, Bridget. We're going to take our break. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Warning, this is Microsoft. Your computer has been hacked, and you need to call the number displayed immediately.
Warning, do not call that number. This is a scam. Call A1 Tech of Rolla, LLC at 573-458-9175. If you have given these people access to your computer, or worse, your money, your computer is now compromised. A1 Tech is available both mobile and on-site to take care of all your tech needs, and was recently voted the best computer repair service in Phelps County. Call 573-458-9175.
Price Chopper and Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area with a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe. You can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper and Rolla.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Reality check number 44. You can spend money everywhere. Why can't you bank everywhere? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Town & Country may be a hometown bank, but our banking is state-of-the-art. We have dozens of ATMs across the area. Plus, you can bank anytime, anywhere, online or on your phone. You can even deposit checks from your phone. Pretty cool, huh? Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Sydney's in Rolla reminds you they're open each week Tuesday through Saturday from noon till 1:30 a.m. They also have great lunch specials every day and steak specials every Friday and Saturday night. First weekend of the month is prime rib. Then hand-cut ribeye steaks the rest of the weekends with more than 100 whiskeys to choose from or signature drinks and over a dozen beers on tap. See their Facebook for more details. Sydney, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla.
When it comes to making travel plans, Trips and More Travel Agency of Rolla has skilled agents to help you plan that perfect getaway. With over 27 years of combined experience, the agents are dedicated to providing you the highest quality of customer service, specializing in custom travel, family vacation, and destination weddings. Trips and More can make your vacation unique and fun. Stop in today at 116 West 8th Street in Rolla or call 341-3300. That's 341-3300.
For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse. Matt's Steakhouse has banquet facilities for all of your event needs, from small office parties to large wedding receptions and everything in between. Matt's Steakhouse, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday. Located on the Dillon Outer Road in Rolla, just east of exit 189. Call Matt's Steakhouse at 364-1220 to book your next event. For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
I can tell you that John Durham and Attorney General Barr are going to get to the bottom of it. And they're including in part of their surveillance really looking at the intelligence community to make sure that justice is brought. It's time that somebody goes to jail for truly trying to overthrow this president who was duly elected. And I think accountability is right around the corner.
Okay, I want to give a shout out, and that's encouraging words from that person. That's Meadows, I think his name is. And I want to give a shout out to Kim at Trips and More for the excellent wedding trip that we took with Aaron and Brenna and Emma and Jake in the Bahamas at Sandals. All right, Exuma Bay, the Great Exuma, Emerald Bay. And I also want to mention that I am heartbroken. I am absolutely stunned and heartbroken that my favorite restaurant in the world, Matt's, is going to be closing in 2 days. And I want to thank him for his friendship, him and Cindy and all the kids, for his friendship and for the wonderful, wonderful meals we got for the last 30 years. 32 years, I think it was, from the old location to the new, and they will be sorely, sorely missed. And my wife, she actually teared up. I know Cindy was there and crying the other night, and we will miss them a lot. My daughter Sarah worked there for like 10 years, well, that's all I got to say about that. But thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for sponsoring my show. All right, so
time to draw a winner, ain't it?
Yeah, pretty soon. While I'm doing that, how about extra 1 and 2? Why don't you put those together? And while I'm searching for that, play extra 1 and 2. Put them together, please. And then
this is one of the 6 ways from Sunday. Remember, at the same time, they're trying to change all this with how the intelligence information is shared among various agencies. Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the United States Congress at the time, is on one of the other networks, and he says this: if you mess with the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So this is one of those 6 ways, coupled with all the other things we know that you talked about. The dossier, the person named Azra Turk, the plant they put pretending to be somebody else next to George Papadopoulos. And all that stuff took place. This is exactly what Chuck Schumer said they were going to do, and it sure looks like they did it. That's why what Mark just said is so important. The Attorney General of the United States and U.S. Attorney John Durham are doing an investigation, and they have told us this is broader than just the FBI. They're going to look at all of this. So they're going to get to the bottom of it, and this is what has to happen in our great country. First, Horowitz is going to come out. I think his report a year ago was very good. He'll have his report at some point. Then we'll see where Mr. Durham and Mr. Barr, where their investigation, what they come back with. But remember what he said. I say this all the time. 12 weeks ago, when the Attorney General testified in front of the United States Senate, he said there was a failure of leadership at the upper echelon of the FBI. That was certainly true. Comey, McCabe, Baker, Strzok, Page, they all screwed up. They all did things wrong. He said spying occurred. He said there's a basis for my concern about the spying that took place. And then fourth, he used 2 terms that should scare us all: unauthorized surveillance and political surveillance. He's going to find out if that happened, and everything points to the fact that Do you have any doubt it happened? I think it did. I think all the evidence suggests that it did.
And
yeah,
Mark Meadows, same question.
I have no doubt that it happened. I think where all of this leads is ultimately to where we see the director, Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, and all of those come to justice because they broke protocol at best, and what I believe is they broke the law.
Remember Laura Loomer? She called it, okay?
Yep.
All right, we're back on the show, and with a little drum roll, we're going to pick a winner. This is for the fabulous McDonald's $35 gift card and a MAGA hat, and the winner is J.J. Bradshaw. Right. J.J. Woo! Can I get some applause for? That's all right. That's too late. What the hell? All right.
Yay.
Thank you so much for listening. And how much? What is that? Half a minute? Okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. We discovered that, didn't we? All right. Thank you so much. Is it 10 seconds now?
20. 15.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. You have a great weekend, and I will be back along with my lovely wife for another show next Friday.
Salem,
Friday,
home of your community.